announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It is I, it is he, it is me, P-double-D-E, Tep Wakuian from the Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous, even the Orthodox Jews. L'chaim, my people, happy Hanukkah. The Fandom Menace People's Champion right here. The man on a mission coming up here. We just hit 430 subs. So congratulations to all my people who support the channel. Not congratulations to me. Congratulations to everybody who supports this channel. Everybody involved with all the shows. Thank you so much. There's nowhere to go but up. And speaking of up, I'm higher than Richard Pryor. Let's get this motherfucking show on the road. I'm not monetized, so I don't care. Let's do it. Hello, ladies and gents. My co-host to the right. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tony Tone Deaf of the Clown World Review.
It's the sole proprietor to the worst channel on YouTube and commander to the Legion of Deaf Heads, the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. Tony Tone Deaf rocking with you. It's Wednesday Night Live, the Place to Be Reviews. What's up, everybody in the chat? Hello to everybody on the panel. Congratulations on 430 subs, and let's have a great show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next on the docket this evening, he is... I should call him the master of tomatoes, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the rookie critic.
Thanks, man. Let's get ETEP to 500 subs by the end of the year to close out 2020 on a high-ass note. That's right. I'm the Slaughterer of Tomatoes, the future feature film director, and I'm working on a lot of stuff for 2021, but you haven't seen nothing from me in a little while. So, except for you can see ETEP in my Tomato Wars episode 1. That's up on my channel right now. They'll be coming out every now and then, whenever the hell I got them done. There you go.
I enjoyed the hell out of that, man. It was great. I haven't had a chance to really tell you. I wanted to tell you in person. I didn't want to just DM you, but it was fun to watch. Yeah, man. I'm actually gonna have my parents watch that at Christmas when they come over for dinner. Seriously. They'll get a kick out of it. Thanks for joining us, Rook. I appreciate it. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Don of 2 cents toys. Ladies and gentlemen, all hail Salvador.
Hello, salutations. I lied to you, Pete. I was able to make it. I was like trying to sneak on, and I was like, my computer just shat itself like right at like 1943 or 7:43 my time. I was like, motherfucker. It was bad. But yeah, I am the owner, proprietor, and main idiot in charge of 2 cents Toys, where I review modern toys and do customs and do fixes. So if you're into that kind of shit, just look me up. I recently lost 4 subscribers just for no damn reason. I don't know. I mean, I was starting to shit pot a little earlier on Facebook, so that might be part of it. But yeah, so we're here to have fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's right, man. That's what it's all about. Thank you, man. It's a Festivus miracle. We got Sal on tonight, man. It's good. It's all good. I'm happy as hell with this lineup. We got some great things to talk about, but I want to acknowledge the chat, man, my people, Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. Thank you, man, for joining us. Adam Shawhan and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. Thank you guys too. I sound like M'Baku from goddamn Black Panther. Fuck, I could replace race swap Winston Duke and cast me as M'Baku. There we go. And old Star Wars nerd, thank you for joining us. I met old Star Wars nerd over on Echo Base Network Saturday night, where you can find me this Saturday night as I'll be doing a pop-in over there with Coach and Nick. They're great friends of the program here, so I'd like to extend that over to them too. We got Welcome to my Madhouse, Fun University, Clown World Reviews. You know who the Clown World Reviews is. That's my co-host, Tony Tone Deaf. Tony Toad. It's the bottom of the hour. Traffic and weather. Tony Toad.
Well, it's 5 minutes till the top of the hour here on the West Coast. Cool, 58 degrees. This traffic and weather report brought to you by Ready Whip. Ready Whip. Other whipped creams are simply whipped cream, but Ready Whip is a sexual orientation. Back to you, Eat-Up.
Oh, I love it, man. Thank you. I love traffic and weather. Be dialing out there. Be dialing. Sorry, that asshole blocked me. Anyway, so we got holy shit news. For those of you not familiar with this segment, it's kind of like just the headlines, except a little more outlandish. And we're gonna jump into that right now. So, are you guys ready for some holy shit news?
Hell yes.
Tubular.
All right. So we'll start off.
I have a choice.
You don't have a choice. We're going to start off where we normally start off, in the state of Florida. Now, I used to have a whole segment on my FM show, which was funny. It was called The Flip Side, where I had a segment called People from Florida Are Just Kind of Dumb. And it wasn't really a slight towards normal Florida residents, more or less these people that end up on the pages of thesmokinggun.com. So that's where we go for our first headline. Floridian offers novel reason for carrying AR-15. And before we get into this, I can think of some good reasons to carry an AR-15. I mean, number one, it's just fun. Number two, it's legal as long as it's not concealed, which if you're big enough to conceal an AR-15, I don't really think you need an AR-15. But an intoxicated minor who was driving with a loaded AR-15 rifle in his lap Saturday evening told the police he carried the assault weapon because he has seen crazy stuff since moving to Florida from Alabama, according to arrest affidavits. So he moves from Alabama to Florida, and he's afraid of the things he's seeing in Florida. I'm taking he lived a sheltered life in Alabama.
Well, I'm surprised that there's something going on in Florida.
Oh man, yeah, that's a loaded AR-15 on your lap while you're driving. Like I said, I can't say that's a good idea.
I mean, I do it every day. So
see, you're one of those people that has a damn good reason why.
Yeah, I have a job.
You have a job that requires you to carry said AR-15 on your lap.
I mean, it's an M4. So it's the older brother of the AR-15.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that an M4. That's like the big boy version of the AR.
Yeah, it's the one that goes pew 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 instead of just pew.
Yep. I have fired one of those before, and yeah, they're fun. They're fun. I like the M4 better than I like the AK-47. I'll tell you that.
True.
I wasn't a fan of the AK. Tony, what's your take on this? I mean, does this guy have a logical excuse? I mean, is this a thing?
Number one, I don't advocate for anyone carrying around firearms unless you are trained, you know what you're doing, because they are a tool, and definitely not a toy. But I mean, if we look at the stereotypes here in Alabama, worst, you're going to bang your daddy's sister. In Florida, they have people doing bath salts and chilling each other's face off. So that is kind of a difference in extremes there. So the AR-15, after all this Floridian news coming out the past decade or so, I mean, I can see the mentality behind it, but I don't know if I support it.
Right? This seems a little crazy. Rook, have you encountered anything like this? I mean, have you just been like, you know what? I think today's the day I just need to carry a loaded rifle on my lap.
Not quite. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a tomahawk or something to, have some type of defense. Would be nice.
It just doesn't seem like you're going to be able to draw an AR-15 that quickly off your lap. I mean, unless you are trained. It seems like a pistol would be, much
like
more
a handgun in the glove compartment or something to have a quick, oh shoot,
yeah,
flap the drawer, grab, fire,
advantageous, yeah. Let's see. He thought it was Frank Shawhan says he thought it was Arkansas. No, man, this is Florida, and this is one of the nights. It's too bad Nick from Echo Base is not, because he's an Alabama resident. He could lend some credence to if there is real, some craziness down there. But compared to
that guy,
what's that?
I said, yeah, he probably knows that guy.
They were neighbors at one point. No, that's I want somebody to lend credence to this. Let me know, is Alabama really that laid back compared to Florida? I mean, I'm from Michigan, and I'm not gonna lie, we get some crazy shit up here.
Right. The only defense I have on that, I don't know the state laws for Florida or Alabama, but I know the state law where I grew up is that a minor cannot have a handgun.
Mhm.
They can have a long arm, but they can't have a handgun. So maybe that's why he chose a long arm. I don't know.
Well, when they say a minor, was he like 16 or 17 or something? Like what?
Well, it's I think you have to be, is it 18 here? I think it's 18 in Michigan to have a pistol, or 21. I can't remember.
Well, they said like a minor is driving and has a gun. So I'm like, well, if it's like a 12-year-old driving with a gun, I'd be really, this story would sound very different. I don't know.
Good observation.
Intoxicated minor. So I'm taking it he was under 21.
Okay.
He was probably,
so,
19 or 20.
Still technically qualify as an adult at 18, just with a few restrictions for a couple more years.
See, if he wanted to carry that around, he could have signed his name on the line and enlisted,
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, not after that charge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Frank says my weapon would be a foot long. He's like, rookie will beat them with his foot long Subway sandwich, LOL, instead of a 15. Instead of AR-15.
An AR-15.
That's right.
Rookie's beating on him with a foot long. He's like, have some hot salami.
Exactly. Meat gets heavy. The juices run all over their face. What happens?
Look at Nerdy Blurbs in the chat. Hey, Blurb, dog. I messaged you. Let me know if you want a link. Let me know in the chat if you want a link. I'll send you a link, man. We'll get
real quick. Shout out for Nerdy Blurb. That Nostalgia Wars is no fucking joke. Like, I was sitting there, I was watching, I was like, the production value on that shit is through the fucking roof. And I was just sitting there like, all right, next question. I was pounding those questions into the fucking dirt, but I was like, all right, next one. That's just no joke, man.
I haven't got a chance to watch. I've seen a couple minutes of it. I hadn't got to, because the episode's like 42 minutes long. Mm-hmm. I haven't got to watch the whole thing yet. I want to sit down and watch that. I just got hooked into another TV show because me and Kendo are getting ready to do a review of Trailer Park Boys. So I got hooked back into that. Let's see, says you did. I didn't send you a link yet, Blurb. Do you want one? No, not my OnlyFans. That's Bob Sacamano that's got the OnlyFans.
Well, right now with Facebook, the way it is, it's only bands. Poor Pete.
Fuck Facebook. I can't even get on Facebook now. I'm gonna have to start a fifth account. Let's see. Number 2, cops. Masshole 59 battered disabled victim during an argument over Boston sports teams. Yeah, can you see that one? Yeah, Teddy, I was down there watching this guy and his wife. He was shoving her fucking face full of Pepperidge Farms, and they started saying the Bruins are a fucking shitty team. Then the Red Sox. I don't know. I saw more Brooklyn than Boston. I can't do a Boston. Let's see.
It's all the same.
In a classic masshole move, a Massachusetts native now living in Florida, go fucking figure, was arrested Saturday evening for allegedly battering a partially disabled victim who disagreed with the defendant about liking teams from Boston. So
sounds like a normal day.
I was gonna say, isn't that like what happens in bars in Boston all the time?
Now, was this person actually assaulted? Does it go into detail at all?
I just grabbed the synopsis, but I can tell you here momentarily.
Okay. I mean, we'll talk off air more about it, but I was just curious.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to it. But I mean, this is like a fucking beatdown of a disabled person over the Bruins. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, I hope it wasn't the Celtics. I mean, Jesus, or the Red. I hate the fucking Red Sox. Don't get me started on the Red Sox. I'm a Yankee fan. So, yeah.
I think that if the disabled person was correct, then he would have won that fight.
Oh, Blurb says I'm at a family Christmas party. Y'all keeping me sane. Well,
put that shit up on the TV.
Yeah, pull it up on the big screen. Let me say hi to everybody out there. Let me say hi. Bring me up on the big screen at the Christmas party. We'll give him a good. I'll put my suit. I got my suit right here. I got my Bond thing behind me. I'll put my suit on me.
We'll start singing Christmas carols.
Hell
Make a whole
yeah.
family event. There you go.
First, you gotta say, he said, I'm at a family Christmas party.
Family Christmas. I'm at a family Christmas party. Y'all keep me sane. So if you're insane, are you gonna be like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here? Up in here. No, nothing.
No.
All right. Let's
Okay,
see.
boomer.
Okay, boomer. Yeah, I'm so old. I've seen the entire Rough Riders and Cash Money label in concert. This Boston thing, this Boston beating, this reminds me of that movie with, was it Patton? No, that was the one where he was a Philly fan. Yeah, never. That was the Fan, wasn't it? With him? No, that was Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes played for the Orioles now, I think. But Jesus, Patton Oswalt. Does anybody remember that movie with Patton Oswalt where he got beat down?
That sounds really familiar.
Oh, Blurb's a Boston fan. Get out of here, Red Sox. No. Yeah, that it was. He played like a Giants fan, and he was at a Philly sports bar, and he got his ass kicked. Or he met. Oh, it was the player. It was his favorite player. He met him, and he followed him in the bathroom, and they thought he was like trying to like do something like inappropriate, and like the dude's like bodyguards, like this guy was like a linebacker or some shit like that, like beat the fuck out of him and like
Patton Oswalt.
I was gonna say it didn't really do much damage. I mean, let's be honest, it was Patton Oswalt. It's pretty much the way he is normally, I think.
Well, I'm like, if Patton Oswalt followed me into the bathroom, I'd probably do the same thing.
I remember a time when I thought Patton Oswalt was funny.
Yeah.
Like about probably 6 years ago, and then 2016 happened, and his stand-up comedy went like downhill. But God, no, he didn't. He says, "Nah, dude, you a Yanks fan? We diehard idiots for the Sox. We'll keep you off the screen. No, put us on the screen. Let us sing. Let us sing Christmas carols. Come on, it'll be fun." Let's see here. Number 3. This is a good one. Mall Santa exposed himself to coworker, according to cops. Prince Carter, 45, was on a break from his Santa duties Monday evening at the Connecticut Post Mall when he hugged and grabbed a female victim in a break room, where Carter also allegedly exposed himself to the juvenile. Oof.
Ooh, juveniles.
Well, maybe she wouldn't have been grabbed if she wasn't a victim.
Yeah. How dare she?
I described her as a female victim. You grabbed a female who happens to now be a victim, but all right.
I had so many jokes till I heard juvenile.
It sounds like you'll play female victim. Thank you.
Yeah. This is your typecast now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a female victim. That's all you can play. You can. Well, she could be like female victim 2 or 3, but she still has to be female victim something.
Exactly. In fact, whenever you greet women now, instead of giving pronouns, you say, "Hello, victim, female."
I'm a cisgendered white male. You are in danger. Hi, female victim.
Exactly. Hello, victims. Hello, men and victims. Boys and victims.
Gentlemen and victims. You see, Chris Hansen's just going to pop in the corner of my screen and be like, "Why don't you have a seat? Why don't you sit down?"
Yeah, we're talking about of adults. So
yeah. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Why is there vodka, condoms, and duct tape in the bag?
Just normal Wednesday.
I was going to a K-pop concert.
A who? What?
Nobody knows what K-pop. Nobody knows what K-pop is.
I know what.
God damn it! Acknowledge me.
Is that like a Circle K?
No, it's a fucking like Japanese.
I'm kidding.
It's
okay, I was gonna say, God damn it! Don't make me. Don't make me be the only one who knows who motherfucking or acknowledge they know what K-pop is.
Is that like an alien dance group?
They might as well be. No, that's that BTS, them guys that keep ending up inexplicably. They're on like every American like award show. I guarantee you they'll be on like New Year's Eve again, and they're just the worst. They're just the worst.
The worst would be Alpha's Christmas special.
Speaking of which, what's the worst, the absolute worst Christmas movie you've ever seen? Before we jump into the main topics, Tony, we'll start with you.
on the spot here, man. I've seen, the thing is, I like a lot of the cheesy Hallmark ones. The worst Christmas movie I've seen. You guys might have to come back to me on that one.
Okay.
Oh, I can start.
Go ahead, Rook.
So it's like, okay, Hallmark ones are pretty funny because they're all the same movie, but a little different.
Yes.
The female is
Yeah.
either an artist, a photographer, or something, or she works with the needy or something, or orphans of some kind. And something about the hometown, the guy is always a lawyer or an architect or some type of job like that. There's always some type of festivity that they have to do. And for some reason, they're trying to fall in love. I don't know. Those are all ridiculous. But no, go ahead.
I was going to say also with the chick lead, you always have to Google her because you know her from somewhere.
Yeah, these are all the B-list actors that were they're in other movies that are popular, but they didn't get much screen time. And then these are like, hey, look, I recognize you.
Yeah, they're like the lead's friend or something who appears for a couple minutes in a movie or something.
Like, hey, that guy sat in a chair in, Star Wars. Cool. He's now in a Hallmark movie. But no, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Alpha's Magical Christmas is probably the worst Christmas special ever. Justin Proper and I watched that today. My God, that was a direct to VHS special that was not aired on television ever. And it's literally, there's 10 songs in this 25-minute special. The Power Rangers are in it for like 3 seconds, kind of, and it's not even probably them.
Is he in the Power Center?
I would say it's on par with the holiday special in how bad it is.
Oof.
Like, they literally kidnap children to bring to the command center because Alpha feels sad. And
oh my God.
He all of a sudden has magical powers, and he's like a robot. It's really weird. And then they just sing like the whole time while standing around, and you think something's going to happen, but they just sing more, and you're like, why? And what?
Yeah, I think you're giving me flashbacks. I think I saw this when it was new.
I don't remember this.
Like the best part was the ads before it. That's like, get your cool Power Ranger stickers and join the Power Ranger fan club. You could meet Tommy Oliver. You had learn how to do karate in his special class. Wah, wah, wah. And I'm like, oh, dude, that sounds badass. But then it's like you start the thing, and Alpha's like, I'm sad. Oh, don't worry, Alpha. The Rangers are helping Santa Claus get ready for Christmas. Oh no, but what about my Christmas? And then it's like, it's like, what is this? It's so weird. I don't know. It's one of the worst.
It was like Shotgun Saturday Night meets the Power Rangers. It was weird.
Oh God.
I put it on par with the Star Wars holiday special, like, of quality.
Jesus.
So that's mine.
Sal, do you have one?
I did, and I just completely spaced on it because now I can't get the holiday special out of my head. Let's see, bad Christmas movies. Well, yeah.
Medea had a Christmas one? Yeah, that's up there.
Probably. Now, bear in mind, I've seen The Magical Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
Probably the worst Christmas movie I've ever seen was A Christmas Story 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I didn't even know they made a sequel to that.
There's a sequel?
And they made like a play or a weird musical one or something.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
What's even worse is that the older he gets, the weirder it is that he's narrating this. He's like fantasizing about his girlfriend or about a chick that's not even his girlfriend. It's like, instead of fantasizing about like what a kid would, he's like a teenager kind of, and he's like fantasizing about rescuing his girlfriend from danger all the time. And he like needs to get a car. It's really dumb. Really, really dumb.
Yeah. It's bad, and it came out like what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Really?
Well, I don't know. No, it came out a little earlier than that. I think it came out, maybe I want to say over 10 years ago, honestly. Wow. But they really tried to capitalize on it. Whenever they started to show the Christmas Story, like for 24 hours on Christmas, is around when they released the Christmas Story 2, because they thought they'd have a lightning in a bottle twice, and it's like, you took all charm out of what it was. And it was like, I'd hardly qualify the Christmas Story as a movie. It it's like a fun little charming little family type of movie. Like I guess.
Can I?
And, yeah,
My bad.
you got the shirt.
No, it just all this is reminding me of Christmas. I believe it was 2011 or 2012. I was managing strip club at the time. It's correct, you know, we're working evening shift, 10 p.m. till 6 a.m., 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., that kind of thing. So it's Christmas Eve going into Christmas morning.
When you're a DJ, Tony Tone Deaf.
Exactly, that's where it came from, actually. Thank you. You know, okay, so we were only allowed to play music with music videos. We had flat screens all over the club, you know, and they were also wired into the satellite. So Christmas Eve, nobody in the club, which is sometimes it's cracking. Sometimes it's cracking, especially the night before Thanksgiving. We're usually packed, you know, but this Christmas Eve, we were dead. It was me, like 13 strippers and my bartender sitting there watching 24 hours of A Christmas Story for our entire shift.
Nice.
Had it on the mixer mixed in with the music. And I mean, that's a good Christmas memory. It's not many people get to do that. So
that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I've been to a strip club on the night before Christmas Eve, which is Festivus. Back when I used to be much younger and used to frequent those kind of establishments. We used to go down to Saginaw Christmas shopping every year, and we'd stop at the VU because I knew I knew the DJs, and I dated a couple of girls there. And by dated, I don't mean I got dances from them. I didn't pay them any money. I dated them. That was, like I said, much younger and more foolish days. Yeah, but I've been there, like not on Christmas Eve, but on Festivus. I imagine sitting there. I would have got a lap dance watching A Christmas Story. You know, just wandered in, be like, "Damn, all right, you ain't got to put any music on. Just leave Christmas Story on." I got a lap dance watching Ralphie getting kicked in the face by Santa, or Flick getting his tongue stuck to the fucking pole. You know, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. But my worst Christmas movie ever, and Sal knew exactly what I was thinking. He read my fucking mind earlier. Was probably The Magic Christmas Tree.
What's that about?
What isn't that movie about?
Well, let's see. There's a happy witch, a rapey giant.
I was gonna guess aliens.
Dad mowing the lawn inexplicably for, like, Sal, what did that scene go on for? Like 10 fucking minutes?
It's something like he was mowing the lawn in December.
Yeah, mowing the
How
lawn.
good did he do? Did he actually get it done well, or did he miss some spots? Shit job.
I don't think he ever even accomplished it.
I don't think
hire him if that's the case.
I don't think there was a blade on the mower. Then you had
the chassis set way too high.
You had the kid. Didn't the kid sabotage the firefighters, and like they were throwing pies at shit? Like,
and then one of the kids randomly just disappeared for no reason.
Yeah. They kidnapped fucking Santa Claus. I seriously,
little daughter on Family Matters.
I seriously, just gone.
If you were to describe the plot, do your best. Go.
A bunch of people were doing like smack back in the probably when was this made? Like the 60s?
Probably.
Yeah, a bunch of people were like doing smack back in the 60s, and they just were like, I got an idea, Johnny. Look, here's what we do. See, we got Santa Claus. We take a witch, a fucking giant, and we have this guy mowing the lawn in dress clothes, see? And we'll call it a Christmas movie, and the Christmas tree talks, see? That's basically what the entire movie is. It made no sense, like none. It's on par with Black Christmas 2019. Although, go ahead, Sal.
It was a sequence of unrelated events all strung together like popcorn on a string.
Just footage is playing, and you're watching footage of stuff.
It's like all B-roll.
This
is like the same. Is there the same actors in it, or are there just different people in everything?
It's like the same 5 people in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be even funnier. It's like, do we even see anybody again, or is it just new people to say, look?
The witch just sits in the fucking lawn chair. Like, I mean, it's the Christmas
lawn chair.
Yeah, the Christmas tree's telling the kid to do all this bad shit. Like, the Christmas tree's a bad motherfucker. The Christmas tree's a bad influence, all right? Like, this magic Christmas tree is Bubbles that said Trailer Park Boys. Julian, that Christmas tree's fucked. It was. I watched that like last year, and I don't know what scarred me more mentally, that or Black Christmas. I'm still not sure. They're both offensive to like pretty much all the senses, even taste, because they're just both made in horrible taste. But Black Christmas is just psychologically more damaging. This one is just it's incomprehensible nonsense. I probably shot on like a, I don't know, like a $35-$40 budget maybe.
It's a bunch of hippies, man. Like the roots of wokeness. Like, well, man, what is coherency? You know, it's all about how the movie makes you feel, and that's how stuff like this gets made.
You got to get blazed before you watch, and then it'll all be clear. Otherwise, it'll be abstract to you. You won't even get it.
Dude, I was high as shit when I watched that movie last year, and I was still just like,
maybe the weed got too strong since then.
I was like, I think this movie made me sober. I'm
You
like,
need ancient Greek weed or something to get it right.
That movie ruined my buzz. I mean, it's like that old D12 song, "Blow My Buzz." That was basically it. I'm just like, it didn't make any fucking sense. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was just god awful nonsense.
Well, now I feel bad because I was gonna say Jingle All the Way too, but yours sound a lot worse.
I'd say Jingle All the Way 2 just sounds like it's Larry the Cable Guy in that one, right? It just
my wife put it on the other day,
but I don't know how bad it would really be compared to these ones.
She put it on the other day, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And then we look, and it's Jingle All the Way 2. I'm like, "Man, that's heresy."
Wait! What's the plot of Jingle All the Way 2?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I don't know. I
haven't seen it. I would imagine. Does he have to get a toy for his daughter or something?
Yeah,
or
what was the toy? It was something newer. Like I think it was something techie. That's what I mean. I was working on a script while I was watching it, but it was very meta. Like they broke the fourth wall quite a few times in it, and it was bad. Like other than him pursuing a toy for his daughter, it was.
Oh wait, does he run?
What?
The cable guy? Does he run?
Does he physically run?
Does he physically run?
Probably.
He said he's pursuing a toy. I'm trying to imagine.
I'm going to
catching it. Like, I don't know.
I'm going to assume that the Larry the Cable Guy doesn't run. He just kind of leans in one direction and lets the inertia take care of the rest.
Like, do they just have a camera just like make it look like he's running or something? The cameraman's running.
It. Yeah.
He's just moving his arms.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm imagining. Because I can't see him pursuing a toy.
It looks like the cheap 80s car scenes when you're looking out the car windows and they're driving, except he's running, that kind of thing.
Jingle All the Way 2 is just they got a truck and they have like a fishing rod and like, a cupcake. They have a brownie or something, and they're trying to get Larry the Cable Guy to lose some weight. So they said we'll have cameras and call it a movie, and they didn't know what to call it. So let's just Jingle All the Way 2 sounds good. So let's just do that.
Jeez.
And then the whole idea was to make him lose weight, but that didn't work out, I don't think.
Sinbad's corpse. Oh God, I love it. I love it. That's I don't know. That might be as bad as Magic Christmas Tree. Should we show the trailer to that? It's copyright. It's fucking
public domain.
It's public domain. You know what? Just as a treat, I'm gonna show you guys this.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
You know, that's it. I can't really talk about it without doing it. So we'll pull it though. Yeah, I've watched that movie before and one time, and I just don't ever want to do it again. Let's see. Well, but the trailer.
I'd do it again with different people.
Yes. Let's see. It's from 1964. That's when that's from. All right, here's the trailer for it. Let me get the screen share set up here.
So pre-moon landing. All right, nice.
Yes. Wait, did the moon landing ever happen? Actually, I thought that was.
Well,
I thought that moon landing.
We're proven otherwise.
I thought it was debunked. Hang on. Let me pause it. Look at her. I'm getting it set up here, ladies and gents. There we go. Okay, we got to do this thing justice. All right. Did my computer just freeze? I said, we'll fucking fight.
No, whenever it maximizes, it always takes a sec nowadays.
Here, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. All right. There we go. Let me know if that's too loud, guys.
I forgot all about the fire truck.
Yeah.
Fire truck.
What the fire truck? Oh, come on.
Everybody's on their way to see the magic Christmas tree. It's a new family motion picture about a talking Christmas tree.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
hell?
My boy, turn the wing and say the magic words.
What?
Rimbum, Harry Noom. Oh, hey,
Is that Broom Boy?
Witchcraft.
I'm full grown, all right.
I'm full grown, all right, you little bitch.
Why, I did. You asked a question of me, didn't you?
trees can talk.
Well, don't be silly. If trees can't talk, then how can I answer you? Of course I can talk. Now, and to add to the fun, there's a happy witch.
See, she's just drunk.
What?
Sitting in a lawn
You
chair.
want to see the greedy giant.
The rapey giant. Come here, you little fucker.
What?
It looks like
What?
Kevin
Play
Spacey.
lawnmower. You want to see how Santa Claus is captured.
What? He's just like, oh. Yeah, I
It's just
don't want to get. Never mind.
Wilford Brimley in a diabetic coma.
Gravity has captured Santa Claus.
He's asking him for a Nerf gun.
No adults admitted without children.
This has got to be like an old version of like a spoof or something, right? Like they intentionally made it to be ridiculous, right? It's supposed to be a magical story.
Oh, it's something. It's something. That's going to be a Patreon exclusive on the Fandom Collective. You can see a live commentary of the Magic Christmas Tree with Rookie Critic, myself.
Like I assumed they'd have the tree have some weird puppet mouth or something, but it's just
No.
audio over the thing. That's like, oh man. okay. All right.
You'll see if you want better special effects than that, you'll go watch Tomato Wars, because it's got better production value than the Magic Christmas Tree, and the dialogue's better.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I think ETEP we should watch that and give some commentary.
We can do that. We'll make that happen.
Christmas Tree. That's funny. I got to see that movie now. That's so ridiculous.
It is.
I thought those were different movies it was showing as it's showing different clips because
Nope.
those don't really look like they're tied together at all. And the witch, I that looked like just a random person in the daylight sitting down like, hey Johnny, like they probably weren't even in the cast. It was like, hey, go talk to that witch over there. That person's weird. Yeah, that'd be funny to get on camera.
We can use this. We can use this footage later.
What else can we use? Hey, Timmy he can't do the scene right now. He's got to go mow his lawn. Film it, watch it. We need padding. If this can't reach an hour and a half, we gotta have padding.
We have a Santa, but he has to get up to a mall in Connecticut after this, so I gotta make it quick.
The Santa looked when they said, "Look at how Santa gets captured," and then he just tries to get up and can't move. I'm like, gravity has captured him. That is gravity a villain in this movie? Like, oh, it's too heavy. Curse you, Graviton. Or something.
the Graviton. The Silicon Dave said the trailer alone nearly killed my buzz. Oh, wait till you watch the whole movie. Just wait. Just you wait. It's still better than The Last Jedi, which we're you guys realize we're at the third. This is the third anniversary of The Last Jedi.
Yep.
And it was just kind of funny. Before we get into our first topic, it had it come up on my memories on Facebook yesterday when my coworker drugged me and took me to see The Last Jedi in the theater. And literally it was like we were talking about this on I think it was Monday night a little bit. Or maybe it was TR4 last night. The days all run together. But I was talking about sitting there like watching Rise of Skywalker, and I said, there was a couple times where I was more or less like, you knew it was going to happen because I heard all the leaks. I really paid attention, heard all the leaks. But when you actually see it play out, like I did, like I literally audibly like sat forward in the movie, like within the first like 5-10 minutes, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I was really, really twisted up when I was watching it too. Like I said, and I was there with my mom and my sister, and my mom knew me and my sister were getting just twisted up before we watched that. I was like, this movie's going to blow. And my sister, who is a Last Jedi fan, was like, that movie sucked. I'm like, And now she's turned her back on The Last Jedi too, which is great. But so did you guys see The Last Jedi in the theater?
I'll let these guys go first.
I remember, and I've said this before, around the time Rey was leaving Octu and defeated Luke in combat, and he's sitting on his ass telling her it's not going to go the way she thinks it is. I remember my wife looking over at me like, baby, are you okay? And like, I had a vein coming out of my forehead. Like, because again, I didn't think The Force Awakens was necessarily great. I thought, okay, it's your first step forward into a Star Wars movie, so you get the pass, but it certainly opened things up to be interesting. And I remember everyone, after The Force Awakens, I don't mean to go into a long thing here, but after The Force Awakens, a lot of people were saying it's a remake of A New Hope. Episode 8 is just going to be a remake of Empire. And Rian Johnson came out with a tweet like, guys, I'm over here in this room, writing every day, working hard to make a creative and original story. And if you think it's going to be a rehash of Vampire, there's nothing I can do about it. I just hope you give my movie a chance. And I read that and I'm like, I like this guy, so I went in there, screw anything the Access Media says or anything. I went in there wanting to like that movie. I went in there excited. I bought tickets for my family, and man, like I just, from the start, it went downhill. And then Leia surviving in space, and just the silver lining of that movie. And I did see it in the theater, obviously, but I would gladly take that movie to know that I made so many friendships out of it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sal.
Well, yeah, I did see it. I saw it a couple times in theaters. So, like Tony, when I saw episode 7, like I didn't like vehemently like hate episode 7. I knew I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because the whole time I was like, this is A New Hope. I've already seen this before. And so I was optimistic for episode 8. I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, maybe they're actually going to do some shit. Like, and initially I was like, good. I was glad that they killed Snoke, because I was like, I didn't want Emperor Part 2 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was worried that we would just get the OT over again, just with different characters. And so initially I was like, okay, I don't know if I like this movie or not. Like, I kind of felt like I didn't know what I felt with it necessarily. I was just like, do I like this? Do I not like it? I was not happy with Luke dying because he meditated too hard. There were just a lot of things I didn't like. I got pulled out of the movie with the whole Mary Poppins bit, and I was like, and then the whole light speed thing, and then killing Akbar basically off camera. Oh, and I was just a lot of it I didn't like, and the more I watched it, the more I knew I didn't like it. And it wasn't until I found like Jeff and EVS and all those guys that I was like, I knew I didn't like about it. I couldn't put my finger on what I didn't like, and then they were able to articulate what I was feeling. So,
I feel you.
Yeah, and that's a Nerdy Blurb talks. Awesome movie, bad Star Wars movie. The one thing I will give him is that it was shot beautifully.
That's
like the scenes were framed very well. Yep. The cinematography was perfect. It was a really beautiful looking movie.
Yeah,
but he can't write for shit.
No, he has Rian Johnson. Like I said, I've never seen Brick. I've seen Knives Out. I've seen Last Jedi multiple times. I've seen Looper. Never seen the Brick, the independent movie that everybody says is so good. But yeah, he doesn't have a handle on science fiction at all. It's not for him. But Blurb, I mean, it had aspects to where you could, like I said, Sal, I agree with you. Cinematography, the way it was framed, the scene, it was visually stunning. But Rook, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
I mean, similar to these guys, like when I saw Force Awakens, I came off it confused. I was like, man, that is not at all where I thought they could. I mean, okay, there's potential, sure. everybody's like, oh, they'll clear things up in the next one. Oh, okay, cool. And as soon as the TLJ started, and I was like, okay, this is something here. And then he's like, when Poe's talking to Hux, I'm like, oh no.
That
And then
killed
as soon as we got to the scene where Luke just tosses the lightsaber, I'm like, well, this is the rest of the movie, pretty much. All right, let's all expectations down. This is all whatever now. Who cares? Whatever. I mean, pretty much by then, it took a little while after that. I just pretty much stopped caring, I guess. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've talked over the last 3 years. It's been talked about so much.
Yeah.
Like I was on some of those earlier streams around, and not one of the first ones that started, but like I was more the second wave of YouTubers that came, talking about Star Wars and TLJ and all that and everything. But man, I feel like I said all my pieces on it pretty much. It's something to learn from, though. See, I'm one that wouldn't want to like erase it from existence or anything. I see it as a great point to learn how to maybe execute something better. Because if there's some consistency, there's lots of story elements that could have, if tweaked a little bit, could have maybe gone a better direction, like the stuff on the ship with Poe and Holdo and stuff. The drama could have been good there, but it wasn't really built up very well. The stuff with Rose and Finn could have been good as well too, but they just don't. Just nothing seemed to really connect with anything there. And I haven't seen Rian Johnson's other films, so I can't really comment on those, to be honest. Looper didn't look interesting to me on the trailer. Knives Out, I don't really care for whodunits, to be honest. So it's not really my flavor. I don't know. The other Brick, an independent one. I don't know. A lot of independent ones I judge differently than big blockbusters in general. So a lot of people are more, in a way, independents to me are kind of like fan films, or like not in a bad way, because they can be really good. But it's not with this gigantic budget, essentially, or huge studio backing and huge marketing everywhere for the most part. Though some independent films do get that, of course. But I don't know.
Oh, look at Nerdy Blurb said we left Force Awakens 100% done with Star Wars. Yeah, that's it. I like I said, I didn't see that one in the theater. I watched it on a Blu-ray when it came out, and I said basically the same thing you guys said. I was like, it's a New Hope remake, but not done well. Not done well at all. Silicon Dave says, even if I did see Last Jedi, I would admit to it. Oh, it's okay to admit to it. It's all right. It's all right. Nobody's judging. Haley, Temple Coons Place to Be Reviews and Clown World Review. Hail Latino Slant. What's up, Polly?
Hey,
how you doing, man?
Polly, did you get my tweet the other day? After my live stream, you told me to DM you, but I couldn't DM you, so I just added you in a tweet. I don't know if you got it or not. In regards to a model kit.
Yeah, he was watching your toy stream last weekend. He was in the chat.
He sent my second ever super chat.
Yep. Who sent your first one?
That was you, Pete.
I had to, man. I was like, why have I not sent Sal a super chat? During this stream yet? I'm like, because you were getting ready to wrap up. I was like, I gotta send him a super chat. But no, man. Paulie, if you're free Friday night, let me know. We've got an opening on Fandom Menace Friday Night Live. Let me know if you want to come back on. Love to have you back on as a guest, brother. Let me know. You'll be on with me and Tony again. All right, so we can. The Last Jedi is like that metaphorical dead horse. We've beat it to death. We don't need to talk about it anymore. We're not done with Star Wars, but we're done with that for now. We are going to talk tonight. Is a very Star Wars heavy night because we've had a lot of Star Wars news as of late. Now, what comes of this news? I mean, we all know that announcements are just that, especially on Investors Day in a year when Disney has hemorrhaged money. They're trying to build up hype, and during that announcement period, their stocks did momentarily rise. I'm pretty sure they've leveled off by now. But I tell you, we heard a couple of years ago, there was a man that I used to do an impression of, and I'm going to have to start bringing it back because he's going to be relevant in the zeitgeist again. Taika Waititi, Mr. You don't know what you want because I haven't given it to you yet, baby. I'll ruin your mythos in a minute. Mr. Taco Tuesday himself, Taika Waititi. So he is, stop my camera here because we're going to do this screen share. He has already started to pull a Ryan Johnson and antagonize the Star Wars fan base. This from Inside the Magic. Taika Waititi can't wait to, quote, ruin Star Wars for the fandom. Now, if you're gifted a chance to make a Star Wars movie as a filmmaker, Rook, I want to send this to you first because, you're the Rookie Critic, a future feature filmmaker. Is this how you want to start with a new employer, just attacking the fan base already when they're trying to regain the fan base's confidence?
Well, that's not particularly the smartest move. However, I guess it would get a lot of coverage. That's the only thing I can guess would be a good gain. But those aren't really potential customers. Not the amount of people that see it and go, "Oh, look at that," aren't likely to follow it up very much. So, kind of a dumb move.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I guess the definition of ruin, I don't know what he means by ruin exactly. Ruin can mean a lot of different things for different people. I guess consistency of characters and like things established to be just ignored is kind of annoying. Especially like with writing, it's like that's literally an issue. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know exactly what he means. Does he go in depth here at all, or do they clarify?
We're gonna dive into this because that's what he said about when he took the helm of Thor: Love and Thunder. The fans were complaining because they heard rumblings and leaks that he was going to adopt the 2014 Jason Aaron's run, which, as we talked to Fanzine the other night, he said is next to the One More Day saga and Spider-Man, one of the worst runs he's seen in the comics. I personally didn't read this, but yeah, so Taika said they're going to do the Jane Foster Thor. So he said, he told the Thor fans, "I'll ruin your mythos in a minute. You don't know what you want because I haven't given it to you." He just went on the attack against the fans. So that's what he's doing here with Star Wars. He's kind of taking a page out of the Ryan Johnson playbook. It says, hot Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel news hit Twitter and our news feeds last week, featuring trailers, sneak peeks, and announcements from upcoming additions to the Walt Disney Company family of brands. During the Disney Investors Day call, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Coffee Fetcher Kennedy announced new Disney Plus Star Wars shows. This is jumping all over the place. Ahsoka Tano, Rangers of the New Republic will tie. Did that jump over the first paragraph? No, it didn't. All right. Words are hard. That's what she said. We'll tie into the larger story of The Mandalorian, setting the stage for Star Wars to expand a galaxy far, far away like never before. One of the more force-driven announcements confirmed that a new untitled Star Wars film is forthcoming in 2025 from the director of Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi. His reaction to the announcement was hilarious. While this next Star Wars movie has been confirmed for some time, this secondary official announcement pulled, and this is terrible writing, and hilarious, a hilarious reaction. It's not
hilarious.
that's wonky. Pulled a hilarious reaction from Taika Waititi. The Disney announcement's tweet read, "A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker Taika Waititi is in development. Get ready for an unforgettable ride." But with his amusing and self-deprecating humor taking over, Waititi posted a screenshot of the official tweet and captioned it on his Instagram feed saying, "What? Ugh. As a longtime fan of Star Wars, I'm so angry about what I'm about to do to ruin it." You can check out the post on Taika Waititi's Instagram. So what's you guys take on this, first of all? Do you think, because he seems to honestly have like a good sense of humor. I don't hate the man. I have to clarify. I just don't like Ragnarok, and I don't really care for what they do with Thor, although I do like Chris Hemsworth. What I want to know what you guys' take is, though.
I don't know if you guys want to go first or not. Otherwise, I'm good to go.
Feel free.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, having that with context, it seems more sarcastic, or maybe his way, of going like, well, attempting to do a Star Wars one is just, at this point anyway, there will be fans of Star Wars that won't like it anyway. I suppose that's possible with it. I think that maybe when he says ruin it, maybe I don't think that that's antagonizing necessarily. It's just maybe he thinks he's gonna implement some type of story that's different, but if it's well executed, maybe that can be done well.
Mhm.
Like I said, I don't really know. Taika Waititi is kind of tough here because, like Ragnarok, there's a lot of things about it that I like and dislike, and that's flawed with it, but also okay, but also not okay.
Yeah.
Without going in depth, I guess. So I'm not sure what he'd do with Star Wars. Which one is he directing?
They didn't announce what the film is going to be at. It's just an untitled Star Wars project.
Well, and I mean, ruin Star Wars. I mean, I don't even know what that would mean at this point because it's like it's not a mainline film, I guess, and I don't know. I don't really care about the Mandalorian personally at all. Like, I couldn't get past episode 3 of season 1. I'm like, it's not really into it. So I don't know. Like, I don't really know what else they can really do. I guess my main thing is I like writing to be consistent. Like if something's established to, not just go, okay, that's not how it is anymore. Like if a shot to the head would kill you, but then, if you get shot in the head 5 times and you're fine, like that's a huge error. But stuff like that, I guess. I don't know.
Tony, you had something to say, right?
Yeah, well, it's kind of I agree with Rook here. I think it's more or less. I mean, he's not sitting there seething, letting that tweet out or anything. He probably sees it as, and this is true. You're never going to make everyone happy. Someone's going to tweet him saying that he's ruined Star Wars or that he's ruined Thor, no matter how good a job he does. So I think he's just kind of having some lighthearted fun. He's probably writing. He probably hit a certain plot point or something. He's excited to have gotten that process and that idea out, and probably was just having some lighthearted fun at because whoever's going to get upset with that anyway was probably going to get upset with his product. I just say wait and see because again, I mean we've kind of been what we perceive to be the bottom, and I hope to be the bottom of Star Wars. So I'm going to take it as there's nowhere to go but up from here, or at least plateaued.
What about you, Sal?
Oh, sorry, I was distracted. I just broke the crotch off of my Duke. So.
Oh no! Is that the vintage one?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't call him Mr. Glass for nothing. He breaks if you look at him wrong. All I did, I was kind of rearranging some stuff up here on my desk, and I picked him up, and I tweaked a leg a little bit and snapped right off.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah,
you can rebuild it, though. I know you're skilled at that because you fixed my Crocmaster's crotch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have his crotch still, so I have a date with some super glue later. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about? Oh, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
So conversely, I actually like The Mandalorian quite a bit. I thought his episode was done very well. I mean, he didn't write it; he directed it. So there's that. And I very much liked him as IG-11. I really, really, really liked What We Do in the Shadows. I thought that was a fucking hilarious little thing that he did there. But this whole so there's something to think about when he says he can't wait to ruin Star Wars for fans. Is he talking about Star Wars fans or fans in quotations?
Well, and ruin can mean different things also.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, like everything, I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to just outright discredit him right now. You know what I mean? I'll wait until I know what it's about, until I see a trailer, all that kind of stuff. But because I don't blindly hate to hate.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say like, oh, it's going to be the best thing ever. I can't wait. Just because.
You want to new Star Wars?
Yeah. They're making more Star Wars, huh? Start tweaking my nipples.
I can't wait to do a trailer reaction.
If an opening scene has like Luke Skywalker's face in the butt of a giant sea cow, like I'd be like, well, hey man, what's that for? What does that have to do with the story? Like,
yeah,
that'd be doing some ruining-ish because we don't need to see that imagery. But honestly, But you see, as somebody who's learning about writing and learning about filmmaking,
Mhm.
you can make that work. It depends on what you do.
It's context and how you frame
Depends
it.
on how you do it.
It's gotta
Maybe
be
it can be done well. You know.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, Sal. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he did Thor Ragnarok, right? I'm not
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, he did
See,
Ragnarok.
I don't know what Alex told you that made you hate it so much, but I actually like Ragnarok. I liked it a lot better than the other two Thor movies, especially the first one. I mean, it was really heavy on the jokes and all that kind of stuff, but that's just the way that Marvel was going as a whole. You know what I mean? So
Well,
Yeah.
I'd agree on that too. But then again, like Endgame and Infinity War had a lot of drama in it too. It was more
Right.
balanced, I'd say, as to where like when his planet gets blown up, like Taika Waititi's character, what's the
Korg.
Korg, he's like, just cracking a joke right there, and it's like
Yep.
this is the one moment where y'all should shut up,
Yeah.
even after your whole movie of comedy, just be quiet here. And it's like, no, you still can't shut the hell up. Like, I don't know, it's that kind of thing that when they push comedy a little too far, it's like just
Right.
let a moment be a moment for a sec, and you can have your comedy in it, and drama can mix really well. But I don't think Ragnarok mixed well at all with comedy and drama.
Gotta let it breathe. Got to let the moment
Right.
breathe. And yeah, because Korg is Korg's. Hey, bud. Yeah, it's me, Korg. Over here. Yeah,
I
he's
just wish
Go ahead.
they would. I'm sorry. I just wish they would have built up his sister a little better in the movie because it seemed like she kind of, I don't know, was just
if
there.
she was mentioned at all anywhere else at all in any way, shape, or form, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean Hela?
Yeah. Like if Odin was at some point like, goddamn, you two are a handful, but at least you're not your old sister. My who?
Yeah.
Oh no. Just like,
Right.
small hints rather than kind of pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. I think they did pull it out of nowhere. I don't think they had a plan for it.
No.
It's almost like Palpatine in a way, except for it's, at least this is this is an unestablished character.
Yeah.
Right.
That was.
I think it's also they had to find a reason for Thor to be in space and all that kind of like it was all very coincidental or like convenient excuse to get him in space to have him encounter Thanos to all that kind of shit instead of just having Thanos show up on Asgard where I don't think he would have lost to the Asgardians, but I think he would have had a much harder time taking them over with the people that he had. But
I don't know, man. The Asgardians, for as like tough as they're supposed to be, like their armies always came off as like bitch made. Like they got smacked around by those stupid little elves in the Dark World with their fucking little weird grenades that made you like turn into a ball of jelly and like disappear. It's like they're just like Asgard's like supposed to be heavenly defended, and they just like crashed their fruity little ships right into it. I'm just like,
I
thought you guys were supposed to be
mean,
bad.
they also would have had to go toe to toe with Odin. So,
yeah. But
I don't know. I feel like no movie is ever perfect, and I'm not trying to like defend Disney or Marvel or anything like that. But I think Thor Ragnarok gets kind of a bad rap from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say Thor 1 and 2 have more qualities than people give any credit for either.
Yeah.
If we're comparing, apples here, I guess it's like I don't know. Thor 1, I think, could have been executed better. Thor 2, the villains are very ridiculous. And I extremely dislike as well. It's hard to have stakes when it's just they're just dark things that hate them now. It's like that's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
But I think they do character pretty well in Thor 2.
Yep.
I don't know.
That was I think this whole tweet whatever statement by Waititi. I think
I gotta interrupt real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
We watched Star-Lord, who is he's half celestial, right?
Yes.
Hold an Infinity Stone and he was breaking apart and all that kind of shit. Took all the Guardians to kill Ronan. How the fuck did Natalie Portman hold the ether, the reality stone inside of her body and not just fucking explode?
Well,
because
I think
the plot needed her to.
Didn't they explain that she would die if they didn't remove it or something?
Right, but I'm like, she's just a human.
Yeah,
like,
but I think there's a difference between all of the different stones because the Power Stone had to be by like a bunch of it's power. It's like literal power in the stone. and like the teleporter one, the Tesseract, that seemed like that can be held by maybe not an average person, but I don't know. It didn't seem like a regular person couldn't hold it.
It
Or
seemed like the
like super
Tesseract
could,
was more
yeah.
mental will to be able to wield the Tesseract. Because if not, it just zaps you off like it did Red Skull.
Right. Well, the stone was inside the Tesseract, so it was like a housing for it. Kind of like how Ronan when he put the Power Stone inside of his hammer.
Oh, Nerdy Blurb says, no, Sal, she's Lady Thor. She's worthy.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Retroactively, she's worthy.
See, I wouldn't mind having a lady. See, I don't want to call it a Thor because that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yep.
Like Thor is Thor's name.
Yeah.
And they're Asgard. His race is Asgardian. So, if it's just like a human on Earth wielding the power, like I don't understand why they call it this. This really confuses me. It's like I'm going to have the power of Jonathan, and it has nothing to do with him specifically. It's just the weapon he wields, and he's the race of goofleflogs. I don't know. It just it doesn't make any sense to me.
They're treating it like it's Shazam or something.
Yeah. I don't hate Waititi. I really don't. And I'm gonna go with Sal in this one. And it seems to be in the fandom menace. It's an unpopular opinion to like the fucking Mandalorian. Which, if you like it or if you don't, that's fine either way. But it's nothing to start dragging people over. I enjoy it, and I did like Waititi's direction and performance as IG-11, and like I said, behind the camera on the Mandalorian. I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows. I really need to watch that. Everybody says that's really great, and I enjoy and appreciate that dry sense of humor. So I want to check that out. I really do. As well as Jojo Rabbit. I just haven't got around to watching that yet. Machini90 says Thor is his name, not a freaking title. Yeah, and to me, that's where I'm at too. It's you don't just take the mantle of somebody's name and I'm now Lady Thor. No, I don't think that they should. I don't think that they should be doing this angle with him. I mean, they could have done any myriad of Thor's lineage, but they had to go with this because they want A-Force. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think they could still make a good movie around having a quote unquote Lady Thor.
Oh, they could.
Like I would just hope that the way they execute it isn't she's just already worthy, because that, I don't know, that wouldn't seem to work. I'd want her to go through some kind of struggle where I don't know what the story would be about it, or if Thor is even going to be in it. That seems to be unclear.
He is
actually going to be a character, because I'd say something has to happen to him. I'd say if he's doing something, I don't know what it would be that would incapacitate him by now, since he's now at least star level of like power of like a sun, essentially. I don't know, but if he's doing something and he needs some kind of assistance, or she wants to find him, he's lost. I don't know. She wants to find him for some reason, and she's got to go through some kind of trials and tests and bravery and all that. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be better. And if she's able to wield the hammer by the end or partway through her story, I can be more for that, I suppose. No. If she's like trying to fight these people that are way stronger than her or something, and she's attempting to do something rather than just, I'm powerful, I can do it, yay. It's like, no.
So here's something I just thought about. I'm sure it's been talked about before, but where's Mjolnir going to come from? Mjolnir got smashed and destroyed by Hela.
But he brought another one back in.
No, Cap returned it, I think. Right?
Did Steve did Cap take it back?
Yep.
Cap had to return it, yeah, because otherwise that kind of screw up the timeline with stuff.
Yeah, true. I forgot about that.
They're about to do the whole Loki show too, and messing with time, and it showed her there in Asgard when Captain would have returned it. So maybe something happens at that point.
Okay, I was gonna say they're gonna have to do time travel again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I would think they might be able to do something else, or maybe there's a different Asgardian weapon that they could see. That'd be fine with me if there's a different weapon involved that already has been made, but it's could have been freaking, I don't know what female Asgardian's character that isn't around right now. They could do something. I feel like they could do something.
Right. Now, can anyone wield Stormbreaker?
A Beta Ray Bill can.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Stormbreaker was
Immortal.
basically Bills.
Yeah.
Immortal isn't supposed to, or whatever. He said in Infinity War that just like a normal mortal couldn't hold the Uru metal,
Right.
but it doesn't have the same Odin. I don't want to say curse, but spell on it as Mjolnir did.
Enchantment or something.
Yeah, enchant. Can I ask? Do you guys think they're gonna go the cancer route in Love and Thunder?
That's I'm not sure.
It's dark, but they could connect the Infinity Stone being in or the Reality Stone.
Right.
To that.
Yeah.
That's the way I would do it. But the thing is, like, so I know Natalie Portman said she was done. She didn't want to do them anymore because I forget who was directing Thor: Dark World original.
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins was signed up to do it. Yeah.
She got fired or let go, and that was like the whole rift with Natalie Portman not wanting to do it anymore. And then she came back, so I'm like, is she gonna pull a Harrison Ford kind of thing? Like, I'm back for this one movie, but kill me off kind of thing.
I totally prefer the Lady Sif character.
Oh my God, yes, dude.
She left, didn't she? Because she was some part of some TV show that got canceled.
They got mad at her because she went on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
That's what it was.
She's on there for 2 episodes.
Yep, and Feige does not get along with I can't think of who it was over at Marvel. Was it
the guy who runs the TV show side of Marvel, though?
Yeah, but him and Feige don't get along, and so that pissed Feige off. So they kind of wrote her out because that's the only reason we got Valkyrie in Ragnarok was because Lady Sif was gone, because that whole storyline should have went to Sif. Jamie Alexander is a fucking goddess, and her character was badass. If anybody should be Lady Thor, I honestly wish they would have not adopted the Aaron's run and used her, because I think she would be much better served as Jeff Loeb. Yep, Jeff Loeb. Thank you, Makani. Thank you. He says Sif. Nerdy Blurb says Sif is still alive. She'll be back. She better be. And
see, I agree. Well, I don't know. Like you said, if a director has issues with the character, even if they're still technically alive or we don't see them die, they could never appear again, which kind of sucks. But then again, they're always there as an ace in the hole if they wanted to reintroduce a character for some reason. That also depends on the actress. Would she want to come back? Would she really want to? What would her pay be? These kind of questions come to mind now with certain things, I guess, with characters. So you can't just have it the way you want it. It's like, will the actors even be able to do it? Will the directors even be able to get that? We saw Tom Cruise go off on people recently over Mission Impossible 7. So, I mean, who knows what behind the scenes things can happen to make it not happen. I don't know.
I would like to see, like I said, I would like to see her come back. I hope they've kind of patched things up. And we talked about it Monday. There's a rumor that she's coming back. I would be ecstatic to see her, make her reemergence into the universe, because she never got a fitting send off. There was her and they had the Warriors 3, and all of them got killed in Ragnarok. Well, they recast the one guy.
They're kind of a side note in that one. I don't even remember their death scene. Did they die? Like, I don't remember them getting killed.
I killed them like one after the other.
I remember them saying, "Oh, they're gone now." I was like, "Who? What?"
Yeah, the Warriors 3 were never super prominent. I think past like the first one.
Honestly, I don't even know what. I wouldn't even say they're prominent then. They just got tossed around. Did they ever do anything?
Not really.
Like, they weren't even like a good side character. I mean.
They were in the first one they were kind of cool. The second one they got a little bit, but in Ragnarok they just got dusted off. Like it was kind of a joke.
Still got treated better than the Knights of Ren.
Oh Jesus! Wait, the best thing the Knights of Ren got was when they walked by the stormtroopers. The stormtrooper was like, "Whoa, the Knights of Ren." Cool.
We should see the Knights of Ren versus the Warriors 3. Side characters that got forgotten.
But what the fuck? The Knights of Ren don't even have fucking they basically have the same weapons. They basically have they didn't even have lightsabers.
It's a medieval battle, of course.
Yeah. Makani, Jeff Loeb got in some shit. I did a video about this months ago. It was the Asian actor who played Madame Gao's #1 guy on Daredevil. I can't remember his gentleman's name, but I believe he's Chinese. And Loeb said some shit about him, like who cares about an Asian actor or something like that. So yeah, Loeb got heat for that. This was back, I think, in like maybe August or July. But yeah, that happened. Yeah, let's see. Wait, Dirty Blurb says none of the Warriors 3 got a good send off. They all died. Only downfall of Thor 3. There was a lot of downfalls of Thor 3. There was a lot.
We need a Peter Dinklage solo movie. That's the giant dwarf.
He was great. A giant dwarf. That is the best oxymoron I've ever fucking heard. Man.
I'd love to see him get stranded on Earth as a giant dwarf, and he's like gotta try to walk around. Like, hey, what's up?
He's got to go to Westeros.
People on Earth would just be like, man, this world is so weird. We got these giant superhero things. Like, whatever. This is totally normal now. And nobody would be surprised by anything they ever see anymore.
Who had giant dwarfs for the home stretch in December of 2020? Anybody had giant dwarfs?
Right.
I was gonna say, that'd be the perfect Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3, giant dwarves. Hey, Lady Toriel, how you doing? She said, coconuts ride away the Knights of Ren. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a Monty Python reference. I was slow on that. I was like, what? Oh.
Okay. Coconuts. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Wait. Here we go. Machiny90 says, I know that Feige never acknowledged the Netflix Marvel shows in the same way as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, but that's going to change when they bring Charlie Cox in, which really the prospect of him coming back and Bernthal, I really hope they bring back the cat that played Luke Cage then. Because everybody Mike Coulter, the guy that is on what is that show? Evil. Thank you. It's been so long since we've got an episode of it, I like forgot about it.
I'd want at least a few characters from the shows to be somewhat in the actual film, especially from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I know a lot of people hate it, but that show had a lot of good things within the mess that it was. I think it dragged way too long and tried to raise the stakes way too high when it didn't need to, and tried to make it go way the hell out there. And it's like, you don't need to do that, bro. But Chloe Bennett that played Quake or Easy, freaking awesome. Ming Yao Wen played as Agent May, which is basically like a within the tier of Barton and Black Widow kind of. And the other side characters, did pretty good on most of those. So it's like at least a couple of them, if they could have some type of retribution there, and to be in a film would be freaking awesome.
I've seen like 8 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All right, and Ming Na Wen is an ass kicker in pretty much all of them that I've seen her in. There's in Quake, Chloe Bennett. They've already talked about bringing her into the MCU.
I would imagine she's one of the best developed characters as far as the shows would go. I would say, because she really starts out very different to how she ends up, and at least through the first 3 seasons, there's significant changes in all of it, and then in season 4 it seems to kind of be more solidified. But the whole plot of that one gets kind of weird as well. But they had a pretty good ghostwriter in there too. He wasn't in it too much, but when he was in it, it was pretty good. And she had to direct conflict with him, or she's trying to help him out, and they both got demons kind of in their own way. But I don't know, I kind of liked the little story, and she represented the Inhumans essentially, which was way better than they attempted to do with their Inhumans show. So
I've heard that laid an egg.
Yeah.
I Gabriel Luna that played the Rev 9 Terminator in Terminator, the worst Terminator ever, Dark Fate, was the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe.
Yeah, so, it was. Yeah.
Like I said, I really want to check that out, because I'm not going to lie, man, because they're talking about bringing in the Midnight Suns to the MCU eventually, and with Blade and all that, so they're going to work that in. So I'm kind of wondering which incarnation. Now, don't get me wrong, dude. I mean, nothing would make me more happy than seeing Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider in the MCU, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So, it's like I want to
be in his own. He needs to be his own universe of characters and movies, like where he's Superman and then also plays as Ghost Rider and also plays as somebody else. It just have all his crazy, wacky characters that he plays as and does differently interact in his own little cinematic universe, the Nicolas Cage verse.
The Raising Arizona Nicolas Cage, the Leaving Las Vegas Nicolas Cage. There's
there's so many options with him.
There's a cornucopia of cages.
And it should clash. His universe should clash with Mel Gibson's universe, of some kind. That'd be awesome.
What about the Nicolas Cage from? Oh God, well, I'm trying to think of it. Oh Jesus, help me, Ron. You got 8mm, Face Off, National Treasure. I mean, there's a ton of Cages. The Cage verse is vast.
Con Air.
Con Air. Oh, with the mullet, dude, that glorious mullet. Absolutely,
Put
absolutely.
the bunny down, or the bunny.
Put the bunny in the box.
Put the bunny in the box.
Blurb's Cage Spider Noir. Yeah, we'd get a Spider-Man. So
There
he's
you go.
Spider Noir. He's Superman and Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage is an OG.
and Batwoman.
Nicolas Cage is Batwoman.
But he's just in normal clothes, and he just acts like I'm a bat.
What about Nicolas Cage from oh shit, what was the movie where he's like the bees? Oh, the bee. Wicker Man. Wicker Man. One of the worst remakes, The Wicker Man. Oh yeah, the bees. Oh, the worst CGI bees ever. They should have used murder hornets. That's going to be the punishment for making bad Star Wars now is we stick you in a basket full of murder hornets.
I could see a Justice League of Nicolas Cages just all interacting together as a team. That'd be hilarious.
The Justice League, the Cage Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage, he's basically Martian Manhunter in real life.
Pretty much. Sorry if I derailed us a bit.
It's okay. It's okay. This is gonna make a nice little video just talking about Nicolas Cage and all his personalities. He's oh God, that's the Cage verse, man. I'm telling you. So that's that's a nice segue into talking about Kathleen Kennedy because is there ever a good time to talk about anything that Kathleen Kennedy has done or said? I mean,
I'm sure she makes a real good cup of coffee.
There's always time to remind the people watching at home that she did Yellowface in Temple of Doom.
Ah, yes, she did.
Yeah,
Kathleen Kennedy's racist. Kathleen Kennedy's. She just look at that. That's a great picture of her. That's a meme right there. I think, Tony. That is a meme.
It looks like a primate discovering humanity and is sniffing them.
She just threw shit at the wall and she's proud of the way it splattered. It looks like her show with Leslie Headland, The Acolyte.
She looks like the Emperor right there. Even her hair cloaking around her face. And
you will pay the price for your lack of intersectional feminism.
Yeah, I could see her as a female emperor if they were going to cast some type of,
oh yeah,
a female. She should play as the next female Sith Lord or something if they have one. I think she'd do all right. And I'm saying legit.
Yeah,
she fits it.
I'd believe it.
Nerdy Blurb TV said he wants a Cageverse only live stream. You can catch that on Patreon. Nerdy Blurb.
He says he wants in on it.
You want. Oh yeah, you can be in on that one.
There's too many Cage movies, man. He got desperate for a while and had to do every movie for a bit.
Oh yeah, we forget. How do we not mention The Rock?
Oh, he's already kind of done that himself, I guess. He's already got his own rock verse.
The rock verse. Oh God. Lucasfilm president, Crazy KK, Kathleen Kennedy made it clear she wanted Star Wars to fundamentally change. She wanted to fundamentally change the Star Wars brand. Jesus Christ, words are hard. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy revealed she set out to fundamentally change the Star Wars brand once Disney acquired the company. Recently brought to our attention by YouTuber Ichibaka, shout out to Ichibaka, in his recent Star Wars Toy Story upload, Kathleen Kennedy appeared at Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Woman Summit in 2015, where she discussed how she set out to change the Star Wars brand. So she meant to kill it. Look, there's the most popular action figure ever, Rose Tico.
I was going to say she did fundamentally change it. It used to be successful and interesting.
Pretty much. During her appearance, Kennedy was asked what role she played in making Rey the main character in The Force Awakens. She responded, "It's one of the first things JJ and I talked about, and we talked about to Alan Horn. it was a very early decision, and the choice that something we worked. Hey, Jesus, help me, Rhonda. Hey, did you guys need an important message from Medicare?
I feel like I'm not getting any representation here.
Oh my God, this fucking thing will not stop. It will not stop. I love you, Bonnie, in the comics.
I don't.
God damn it. And then it shows up down here. She responded, it's one of the first things JJ and I talked about, and that we talked to Alan Horn about. It was a very early decision and choice, and something that we worked a long time developing. Well, how did Ray's character still turn out so shitty? And would somebody please give this girl a Tic Tac or a biscuit? I mean, she looks like she's starving to death over there. She's from a third world country. Kennedy would then discuss her interaction with a number of licensing partners regarding putting a female character as the main protagonist in Star Wars. She stated, I think the interesting path we've had is the conversation that took place around consumer products, because there were a lot of companies that were in PALS, I read that wrong on purpose, place, who frankly didn't initially feel Star Wars was right for girls. Now, we can stop right there because this is a great point to jump off for conversation. Star Wars has always had female fans. Always. Why do these people insist on acting like women just discovered Star Wars in 2015 with Rey?
Because women were invented in 2010.
Boy,
that's my best guess. I don't know.
that makes a lot of my early. Never mind.
So Star Wars is a brand that's for everybody, but they noticed a trend in merchandise that boys tend to buy more. So their move is to completely squash that. And you can't help, and people are going to do what people are going to do naturally, and trying to go against the natural flow of things, it's not going to work. And it's, it's choking not just this brand, but many out. And it sucks, let things be. It is what it is.
So, speaking of toys, I'd be remiss if I didn't chime in about the toys. I know something about this, as you might imagine. And what I'm about to say, to quote Ben Shapiro, facts don't care about your feelings. This is from a man named Scott Toy Guru Knightlick, who worked at Mattel for like over 10 years. He was a brand manager of Masters of the Universe. He worked on the DC Classics line, and he's worked for Entertainment Earth and a whole bunch of other toy things. So he's literally a expert on this kind of stuff, and I've watched several of his videos where he touches on this about toys and the boys market, girls market, and all that. Now, fundamentally, with exceptions, but that's enough to where they can say this as a fact, boys and girls play with toys very differently. Boys, I forget the term for it, but it's basically like beat 'em up toys. Like they're really rough with their toys. They make them fight. They make them smash into things. Where girls do what's called nurture play, which is why dolls have hair. They like to brush the hair. They like to feed the babies. They like to do those things. Instinctively, they like to do those things. Now, the reason why you see female characters warming pegs every time you go down a toy aisle is because boys generally want to get a toy that looks like them, or something they can identify with more easily. And women, or the girl dolls, they fall into the damsel in distress and during playtime. It's a fundamental fact. They've been proven through hey kids, come play with these toys, so that way they can see, is this a good toy for market? Do we need to tweak it? What do they like about it? What do they don't? That's how toys get made. Yeah. And boys, once they have a single female character to fill that role, they don't want anymore. For every 10 male action figures that they get, they'll get one girl. So when they flipped it and tried to make them all female leads and female centric, boys don't want them. And despite popular belief, about 80% of all toy sales are for kids. The collector market, which I'm a part of, only makes up 20%. And it's a viable 20%. It's a reliable 20%, where that other 80% is mostly shut up gifts or shut up toys, which is what and Pete, I'm sure you know what this is like going to the store with your son.
Yep.
Is being anxious, won't shut the hell up. So you're like, just pick something.
Yep.
Just to keep him quiet so you can finish grocery shopping or whatever. And by and large, a lot of those presents or a lot of the things that get bought are presents for your kids' friends or your nephews, your nieces, neighbors, whatever, like birthday presents. That's most of the toys that get purchased are for that. And boys just don't like action figures of girls. It's just a thing. So, and you can't change that in children. You can't make them like that. They're not adults. They can't just posture and change their way of thinking to get likes on Twitter. So
yeah, I also thought I think I heard this from Ethan Van Sciver that there was like a test with Lego or something where they were looking at how boys play with toys and girls play with them, and boys would, when they're playing like as an action figure, they are trying to be like they're emulating the action figure. Like, oh, I'm Batman. I'm doing all these. I'm Spider-Man. I'm Luke Skywalker. As toward the girls go, Luke Skywalker is me. I like it. Like he now takes my traits. As to where it's the other way around, where the boy wants to,
have muscles.
Like I can shoot webs out of my hands. As to where it's like, no, now your girl is like, no, now you play with hair or something.
Right.
Kind of a different mindset. Well, similar to like what you're saying.
Right, and it's the fact there's these archetypal things that boys instinctively they want to protect, they want to defend, they want to do certain things because that's just part of our it's been like that since the fucking Stone Age. And so they want to emulate. Like that was the whole thing with He-Man back in the day was the whole I have the powers that kids, they have absolutely no power. They have to do what their parents tell them. So when they have something that they can escape to where they have all the power, that's what that's how that whole thing was born, that whole tagline. And it's just you can't fundamentally change a brand when you don't know anything about that. You know what I mean?
It'll soon be I have the sandwich.
Right.
I have the pot roast. That's
right. And so, like, I can't remember my point that I was going to make now.
You're saying that the He-Man, the boys have the power they can escape to, where they have it, they don't have it.
Yeah. So, and for better or worse, I think it's been fairly well proven that Star Wars survives on the toy sales.
Yeah.
People can say it's the books, it's the games, it's whatever, but look at the analytics and it'll tell you that the toys kept Star Wars alive as long as it was.
Yeah.
And if toys are keeping it alive and it's mostly a male brand, like, that's why if you saw, I think it was the power of the Destiny or whatever, there's some doll line.
Forces of Destiny.
Yeah. It was a doll line that got shoehorned into the boys aisle. That's why when you go to a store, there's boy aisle and girl aisle.
Yep.
Because they fundamentally play differently, so they have to manufacture these toys to meet that. And so when they put the forces for whatever the hell you guys called it, those toys were in the boy aisle, and that's why they didn't sell and they all ended up on clearance.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think with boys, when they see pink in a store, like buy their toys, they naturally don't want to look at it. They're like, no. They'd rather look somewhere else. No.
And all this marketing and these facts that Sal's putting out there, I mean, the only bias here is money. People doing something they don't, a lot of these people, they don't know what they're doing. They're trying to make these action figures and sell them to kids. Of course, they're going to do studies and see how they play. They want to make money. So it's just human nature. I mean,
it's kind of like with razor blades that they had a problem with, like, the pink tax is what they called it for a while. They're like, oh, women's blades are more expensive than male ones, and they do the same thing, even though they don't. It's like, if you want, dudes are less maintenance, so they're cheaper made, less stuff to, protect or whatever. Girl ones usually have more stuff built into it to, make, because they shave like everything half the time, more maintenance.
Contour and all that.
But nothing was ever forcing them to buy the girl ones. They could buy the guy ones. No one's going to go, hey, you don't have a dick, you're not getting this. Like,
right. Which, if you want to, I can go into why those even exist. But
if you want, I mean, I was just using the example there.
Actually, yeah.
So, long time ago, right? Gillette So Gillette is the whole reason why women shave their armpits or legs or anything to begin with. I always thought it was going to the beach and all that kind of stuff, but actually what happened is Gillette made razors for men to shave their faces and all that, and they realized that there was a whole other market they hadn't tapped into. And so in America, they ran fake ads all over magazines about how women in Europe are shaving their legs and shaving their armpits and all that. And at the time, Europe was like this upper echelon, like, oh, you know, they're high society, this, that, and the other. So women started to shave their legs and shave their arms and all that. And as soon as that caught on, they flipped the script and started putting that shit in Europe. They're like, American women are shaving their legs and shaving their arms and doing this, that, and the other. So then European women started doing it.
Genius.
So, yeah, that's the only reason that happens now.
Thank God. Or else it'd be like a bunch of Wookiees.
They want to be responsible for men shaving everywhere too now.
Right.
Well, look.
To quote Ron Swanson, only women shave below the neck.
Yep.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I shave my chest because if I don't, my chest hair grows in all white, trashy, like Joe Dirt, like. So,
you don't want your woman to be able to grab you, from another area, which she's pissed at you.
Bro, I've been married for like 10 years. I've been with my wife for 11. We got a 5-year-old. My wife never touches me. All right.
She'll rip the hairs off your chest.
She can't grab my long flowing mane. I mean, shit.
Exactly. She can't use that as a weapon. That's a normal tool to grab.
When my beard was longer, she'd grip my goatee up before though. That's about the only time.
Just real quick, and then we'll continue. So Scott Toy Guru Nightlick, for those that may be wondering about where I'm getting this information from, he runs a YouTube channel called Spectre Creative. Spectre spelled with an O, so SPECTOR, Spectre Creative, and that's where he makes all these videos about market analytics and how toys are made from the ground up, about tooling, about a whole bunch. I've learned a fuck ton from that show. So if you were wanting to do a little bit more diving or, see these videos I'm talking about, just go to his channel. So also, we're trying to get him on the console.
Can I get the name?
I was to say, post a link in the chat.
Yeah, I got it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Promote his channel, man. Absolutely. Put the link in the chat. The marketing strategies employed over the years. And I mean, if you look back, speaking of marketing to kids, it was Reagan in 1984 that lifted that ban at direct marketing to children, which is where we got the birth of Masters of the Universe on television and Transformers, things of the like, because that was lifted. So it's like, that's when all the Saturday morning cartoon rush and all that was like toys. Cartoons were always linked to a toy line.
Yeah, they were half-hour commercials, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wouldn't trade growing up then for the world.
No, me either. No, dude.
They weren't a commercial when I was like 3 years old. I loved Masters of the Universe and Thundercats, He-Man, Transformers, Voltron.
Mask. Remember Mask?
If you would like to watch Voltron, I highly recommend watching the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Because it's entirely different. Retro Blasting has done many videos on Voltron, and I watched it a couple times growing up, and I was like, holy shit, that got dark fast when he's talking about the Japanese version. Because they kind of like hobcobbled some stuff together and changed some stuff around, and like when they redubbed it, but it's fucking...
They always seem to do that with dubs from Japanese. Like Beetleborgs is 100% different than its origin, and Super Sentai is in some ways similar, but also very different in how it tells stories and everything. So it's very interesting to check out the opposite, or the original version before it got converted.
Nice. Yeah, speaking of this marketing, look at related. Star Wars announces new gender-neutral and genderless children's clothing line.
I wonder who's lining up to buy those. The who? Neutral, genderless.
No. Check this out. So this we talked about this last night. This transgender activist proposed a law that children be given hormone blockers until they're old enough to decide what gender they are.
Jeez.
Nah.
That's
like,
fucking child abuse.
How do you have genderless clothes?
I didn't realize clothes had a gender specifically.
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
the
what do you
Star
mean
Wars
it's
logo.
cloth? What?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like, literally, like, does the Star Wars logo have a cock hanging off of it or something?
It's got that rainbow colored fucking dildo I used in the meme that probably got me banned off Facebook.
Yeah.
It just don't make no sense.
It does not make sense. Why would Chewbacca, 8-foot tall Wookiee, be living on Endor with a bunch of 3-foot tall Ewoks? It does not make sense.
It does not make sense. And then neutral. Like, what are they looking at? Brown? Like,
no, they're not commies. Look, the brown shirts are coming.
Yeah, I mean, my middle school actually enacted a dress code policy in my 8th grade year before going into high school, and the rule was we can only wear solid red, black, white, or gray shirts, and they thought that this would make everybody get along better somehow because for some reason they had it in their heads that clothing was distracting or singled people out to be bullied or something, and it's like they don't understand kids at all because if we can't make fun of your shirt, we'll make fun of your face, we'll make fun of the way you talk, your height, your hair, whatever the hell we feel like we don't like you. You know, it's just it's really dumb, and like they're like, oh, all the parents voted for it, but they only told like 12 parents anyway, and of those 12, the majority voted yeah, so it's like I guess, but that's kind of faulty. And it's like, I don't know. So that's dumb when they say general, neutral, genderless. People are gonna have to buy all the if that was to be a law of some kind. You're not saving anyone any money here on anything. You would be forcing them to buy a bunch of crap they never had and would never want to keep. And when the kid's old enough to say no, I don't want that, they wouldn't want to do it anyway. Like it'd be really dumb. I don't know.
Are they all wearing those unitards from like the 1970s sci-fi that was supposed to be like what we would be wearing now in those future films? You know what I mean? Like they're like, in the future, in the far future of 2020, this is how everybody dress, and they're all wearing like these silver fucking unitards, and we've got like these fucking helmets on. Like that's what I picture them saying, like genderless is it's like these unitards.
Yeah, but it's like I don't, because if there's a chick, then they're gonna need room for boobs. If you're a dude, you need a little room to breathe down below. Like,
yep.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
And they make it act like underwear was built with like a literal thing to fit over the dick and balls. Like, and then I don't understand like gender. What?
Yeah, none of it makes sense, does it? It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't make sense, and that's where we're at with Star Wars. None of it makes fucking sense.
It's like how did this wouldn't be in our conversation?
I don't. I just pointed that stupid little headline out, and bam, there it is. Cut away. Let's see. See, Kathleen Kennedy elaborated on her speak of they want to include girls, and when you have a company situation where between Lucasfilm and Disney, we were all looking at the situation saying no. With Star Wars, we have to change this. We have to make sure that we create products that are, in a sense, appealing to both boys and girls. What's wrong with that?
Well, so they believe that having more vaginas on set will attract women to watch it? I don't.
So stupid. Right?
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. Like the rationale and logic for these things make no fucking sense whatsoever.
Like, stop trying to force it, bro.
That's basically what she's doing. Is just it's
you will like my pot pie.
Yeah. No, kitty, this is my pot pie.
Well, it's like I was making a cooking joke. I guess it's like she's like she makes a shitty pot pie. Nobody likes it, but she's gonna force everyone to enjoy it.
I hear pot pie, I go immediately to South Park.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're putting blueberries in the pot pie and saying, well, I want to fundamentally change pot pie. You can't bitch when no one wants to eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's like we've talked about this before. Yeah, you go to a fucking restaurant you order a steak and they bring you a fucking, a salad. You're like, well, I wanted a steak. Well, this is better for your heart. Well, I don't fucking care.
We
I
wanted to be more inclusive to plants, so they have to be here. Okay, that's fine, but I didn't want that. We don't care if that's what you wanted. This is what we're pushing, so thank you.
Sir, the fact that you ordered a steak just shows that you're a cisgendered, heteronormative, transphobic, phobic-ist. So you're just gonna have a fucking salad and be open-minded about it, okay?
Whatever we put in your mouth, you should be glad and happy. you should be accepting of all foods that go in your mouth.
Yep.
Everything I needed to know about that I learned from Chris Farley when they swapped out his coffee for coffee crystals.
Yep.
Chris Farley, what a loss. What a loss.
Man.
I would have loved to see Chris Farley in a Star Wars fucking movie.
Hell yeah,
That would have been
Star Wars
great.
story.
He would have been the lost Skywalker, He'd be, hey Jim, we need you. What? Oh, okay, let's get him. Right.
Take the concept of Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze being Chippendales, but move it to Chris Farley and Luke Skywalker both being Jedis.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of Chris Farley, I don't know if anyone has watched the Christmas movies that made us on Netflix, but when Elf was originally pitched, that was in 1997, and when the studio first picked up, like, yeah, we'll do this, they wanted Chris Farley to be the elf.
Holy shit, that would have been 100 times better.
Yeah.
That would have been 100 times better than what fucking Will Ferrell. Oh God.
What could have been?
Yeah, dude. I still, what you say, what could have been? I still go back to Michael Dudikoff's Spider-Man, canon film Spider-Man. I'm telling you, it would have been good. It would have been good, man. Now, Turkish Spider-Man, there's a fucking movie. If you've never seen Turkish Spider-Man, just look it up on YouTube. It's free. It's free. You can watch it.
Clips.
He's got big eyebrows and he breaks into people's houses and kills them.
And do yourself a favor and look up Italian Spider-Man.
Turkish Star Wars is a thing too.
Does he have a Spidey knife?
He's kind of got a pot belly.
Well, at least they're not afraid to take risks.
The Turks? No, they're not. Let's see. Wait. Kennedy said, I mean, even with simple things like T-shirts, there's a fantastic story with this young woman who came to Lucasfilm in 2009. She plays the actor of Ahsoka in both Rebels, and she also had a role in Clone Wars. She came to Lucasfilm in 2009 saying, why aren't there clothes that are tied to Star Wars for girls? And she struggled for quite a while and put a company together called Her Universe, and it's doing unbelievable business.
I've never heard of that before.
Speaking of cucks, there's Finn. The
Who's
character
Her Universe is a business?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Me either.
I happened to see the Slave Leia outfit well before 2009, so I don't know what the hell Ashley Eckstein's talking about.
Padme must have done pretty well as well, dude. That's on Geonosis. I mean, and all her other million outfits she had. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. The one with her abs out was like that. That sold Attack of the Clones right there. It's like
that's why I kind of wouldn't mind her being Thor. I guess. It's like
I'd like to see.
I don't know.
If you're gonna cast like a woman Thor, like they don't CG Chris Hemsworth. That motherfucker's stacked. If you're gonna have somebody play Lady Thor, I know a couple chicks that could play that role. That could play that role, and definitely
workouts too. It'd be nice.
Yep. Hell, a guest on my show, man. We could have Jennifer Thomas as Lady Thor. She's a little bit short. Jennifer's 5'1", but she's about 135 pounds off season. She's built, man. See, it's like you want something like that. A little bit of size on, a little bit of tone. Hemsworth plays it, no CG. So I don't expect him to non-CG the Hulk, but you know what I mean? But I think in this, Ashley Eckstein was just looking to be part of the Oppression Olympics. There's no Star Wars shirts for girls. Bitch, please. Like, really, come on.
Except for the ones that exist.
Yeah, except for the ones that exist.
Wait, is she implying that a Star Wars shirt that says Star Wars is not meant for girls?
Exactly.
Like,
there needs to be a V-cut.
A restriction on male. Like, if she's at a store and sees a Star Wars shirt she likes,
Mhm.
I don't know what about it says boy specifically. It says Star Wars, it doesn't say boy.
Yeah.
It says Star Wars. So
Just-
if you try to take it up to the counter and they're like, nope, you got vagina and boobs, can't do it. Nope.
yeah. Shows she doesn't understand the product.
You know the right qualification. You need to have the right key to.
Can you stand when you pee? No, you ain't buying the Star Wars shirt.
Get past the test. Well, you can stand and pee, but it'll get all everywhere.
It's gonna be a mess. Oh,
Anyway,
God.
folks.
But let's see. Not only did Kennedy reveal she wanted to ensure that Lucasfilm was more of a girl brand, but earlier in the panel discussion, she also made it clear she wanted to change the demographics of the company's employees. In fact, she claimed she already had. She stated, the fact that the company was bought by the Walt Disney Company has been amazing because they very much support the fact that we are trying to grow in the workforce, the number of women in executive positions and in all positions inside the company.
Oh, so they want to lose the business.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. So, and with the movies that we are making and with the protagonists we are putting in the stories, so I get a huge amount of support with that, she continued. She then touted, but we have 50% of our executive team are women, and 6 out of 8 of the people in my story group are women. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be surprised that we're making Star Wars movies, but the majority of the people involved in the development of those stories are women. Jon Favreau and The Mandalorian, that's all I'm going to say. And I think it's making a huge difference in the stories we're trying to tell. Now,
I'd say that fits. I agree. That there's a difference.
Yep.
I can tell. Yeah.
I'm not knocking The Mandalorian either because the ladies that have directed that, Deborah Chow and Bryce Dallas Howard, have done excellent work as far as I'm concerned. They really have.
Well, Bryce Dallas Howard is like 1-1 right now. Her first episode was not very good.
It was. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. She did. Which one did she do in this? Did she do the Frog Lady episode?
She did the Annie Oakley one in the first season.
See, but I like that one because that introduced Cara Dune.
Yeah, but that doesn't save the whole episode.
I mean, the battle
sequence
sequences were all right.
First of the really bad ones of the first season 1.
The Krill village, I mean, they could have set it somewhere else. I mean, that was pretty useless.
It was very paint by numbers directed kind of thing. There was a lot of kind of like, yep, seen this before.
She did the Mandalorian episode. I mean, with Bo-Katan, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one was a good one.
Yeah.
Even though people complained about the Mon Calamari's sweatshirt.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
They're like, that's from a Macy's catalog. I'm like, you're going to be real fucking heartbroken when you look at the costumes from the original trilogy and find that there's a lot of real.
Fish can get cold too.
That's true.
Yeah.
They need jackets.
So, and it's like, you look at like Bosk, for example. His outfit was a high-altitude pressure suit from the Royal Air Force. So there's a lot of shit from the real world that got used in the original trilogy.
The original one had a dude, I don't know his name, but everyone else seems to know. He was one of the bounty hunters that had, like, I don't know, like, wrappings around his head.
Dengar.
Yeah, I don't even, like, he looked silly. I don't know. That wasn't exactly what I'd call badass, but yeah, it's kind of goofy. But hey, it's space.
There were injuries he sustained from what the hell was that?
He was racing against Han Solo.
I knew it was Solo that was responsible. I couldn't remember why.
Yeah, it was basically think of the swoop bike, the scout trooper bike. It was basically that, only you sat on a box and basically just held on for dear life, and they were racing, and Han Solo caused him to wreck, and that's what caused him to be disfigured.
We need more of the Rancor Keepers outfits.
Yeah, Malakilith.
Dude, yeah, that's like the whole backstory. Like, he raised that Rancor from the time it was like a baby. That's why he was like so heartbroken when it died.
Football with it, played catch.
He was out playing catch in the backyard with it. It was like raising Gazorp and Rick and Morty.
There's I would say on YouTube, if you look up "Birth of a Monster," there's actually a fan film about the Rancor Keeper. It's really good.
Birth of a Monster.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes long, something like that, but it's pretty stinking good. So it's a bit of a spoiler alert that it's the Rancor. You don't really find that out till later, or that it's the Rancor Keeper. So
right, yeah.
All right, I wrote that one down. I'll watch that.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Let's see. It says the Lucasfilm president then detailed her goal of hiring a female director. I also feel that it is going to happen. We are going to hire a woman who's going to direct a Star Wars movie. I have no doubt. On the on the other hand, I want to make sure that we put somebody in that position who's set up for success. It's not just a token job to look out and try to find a woman that we can put into the position of directing Star Wars, she explained. Well, didn't she just explain it as such?
Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't remember her saying anything like that before, right here. This would have clarified a bit if she made that clearer, but yeah, she never seems to describe it that way.
No, she's.
I agree with that. If your goal is to have one, that is fine, but it shouldn't be like, well, out of all our options, she's number 3. I guess she's a chick, so I guess I'll have her do that. I don't know.
Do you think she steams her vagina?
It's at least steam pressed, yeah.
And she's got the money and power. Why wouldn't she?
No, I think she might, Tony, but I think she's also one of those people that covers it in plastic like people do with their furniture.
No, I think with foil.
Foil. That'd make it real interesting. She's standing near a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Keep it fresh and reflect UV rays.
Popping fresh.
Really? Yep.
Somebody baking bread. However, Kennedy would then reveal that there didn't seem to be interest in directing Star Wars movies from female directors. She stated, I have a huge number of men who call me constantly and tell me how much of a Star Wars fan they are and how much they want to get involved in anything to do with Star Wars. I don't
know how many women did call her. That'd actually be interesting to know, like how many female Star Wars fans tried to contact her. But I don't even know how many of the female Star Wars fans would know about that. Like, was there a number for female Star Wars fans to call or something?
Their hotline.
Like, it says that. I don't understand that.
If it was the 80s, there'd be a hotline. It'd be 800 number.
Yeah.
It's like if I were to call, hey, I want a job. Like, what is there a number to call? I don't get that.
Yeah,
I assume there's more hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
Would they write my name? Oh, you Jeff? Oh, you're 26. You like this? We'll write you down. You can come by on Tuesday and we'll see. Like, what? It sounds like there'd be more stuff to do.
I'm always kind of blown away when they're like, yeah, we have all these people that want to make Star Wars. Like, yeah, no fucking kidding.
And they go,
people want a job in Hollywood where they can have the potential to make a lot of money? Yeah, sign me up.
You don't say.
Yeah.
They go, who likes Star Wars? Like 98% of the people raise their hands. The 2% that didn't come this way, you got the job.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
So they pick Leslie Headland, who says, I don't have a favorite. I just want to live in the universe. Yeah, okay.
That means you know shit about it, Leslie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like seeing familiar faces in Star Wars. I think that was like my main problem with Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Like, I just like to see, I don't know. I don't like to see familiar faces like that or star-studded movies.
Yeah, it's world breaking for you because like that. I agree with you 100%. Whenever Jesus Christ, words are fucking hard, man. Sorry, I've been up since like 3 a.m. I know Tony has too, but he holds it together much better than I do. But fucking like when you're watching a movie and you see like a well-known actor, you're just like, oh, there's The Rock. You know, it kind of pulls you out of the movie for a second.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually one thing I'd appreciate more with Disney on Star Wars if one of their goals was to try to cast less known actors and actresses in a lot of these roles, at least the main roles in a way.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be kind of cool to have some of the more popular ones as alien creatures of some kind, so that you can, it can be kind of fun to see which one they play. But the main ones that can test their prowess on Star Wars.
It could be said that they tried that with Solo because nobody knew who Alden Peckerwood was, and not much has changed.
Wasn't he related to the original Star Wars in some way through a family member or something?
I don't know.
Ewan McGregor was.
What's that?
Ewan McGregor's uncle's the guy who plays Wedge Antilles.
Oh, I was talking about Alden Ehrenreich.
Right.
See,
from Solo, yeah.
That's different, though, because they're taking one of the most beloved Hollywood characters and recasting him.
Yeah.
Right.
And the guy who played Lando, he was quite well known for a lot of, he's been around.
Billy D. Yep.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Dong Lover.
No, I'm saying Dong.
Dong Lover. Oh,
You said for Solo, and same
Yeah.
with Daenerys. Like, there's a lot of
God.
people that are very
and
well known.
Woody Harrelson. I mean, Jesus.
Vision. Like, there's a lot of people that you know them in a lot of stuff that's very current.
Right.
Vision.
Yeah, Paul Beatty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I mean. They haven't really done the low casting on many people. I mean, I guess I didn't know who the guy played. What's his face in Rogue One?
Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
Diego Luna.
I don't know who he was. I guess.
But they had Forrest Whitaker, and they brought dude back to what's his name? They brought homie back to life. CGI.
Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
They brought Peter Cushing. They reanimated him.
No.
Yeah. The blind guy. Oh, what's his name? Donnie Yen? No.
Yeah, Donnie Yen.
Yep.
Yeah. And I guess the other black guy. He's kind of well known.
Blaze Malbus.
Baze Malbus.
Character name. I actually don't know.
I don't know his real name. Is he black?
No.
I didn't think so.
I'm talking about the guy with the dreads. The guy
Oh,
who shot that gun, who's like best buds with Donnie Yen in Rogue One.
that's Baze
That's Blaze
Malbus.
Malbus.
Yeah.
No, he's not black.
No, he's probably, is he Asian or Polynesian or something like that, isn't he? I don't know.
He's not white. I don't know his skin color. Over here.
And
Yeah,
that's just.
Okay.
Sorry, go.
No,
I
you're
was
fine.
gonna say that's just a side cast, like Felicity Jones was known.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it was played by Xiang Wen.
Okay. What was Felicity Jones? Was she really known for anything before that?
She was in. She played Stephen Hawking's wife with Eddie Redmayne, or not? Yeah, Stephen Hawking's wife in the movie about that, and she was in a couple other things.
See, I just didn't remember seeing her in anything before Rogue One, honestly.
Oh, she was in Inferno.
Yeah.
You're right. The other guy isn't black. Yeah, he looks like some other type of Asian. I don't know.
They were speaking Asian.
Mandarin? I don't know.
He's Chinese.
Is he? Okay. See?
I know the difference very well, even though I don't.
I don't know. I'm over here on Wikipedia. Don't get it twisted. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just looking it up.
So if he's Chinese according to 2020, he's white then, basically.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they said Chinese. They said that's not designated as a POC. So they're basically just calling them white people. So Chinese are now lumped in with us white people. Well, you guys, I'm Egyptian, you know. But
you're just really tan. That's the difference. You're white as just as well as us.
I have an olive hue when I'm off camera in the dark. Let's see. It says, so that's one of the challenges we keep talking about is if we do want to bring a woman to direct a Star Wars movie, we want to make sure that it's somebody who's passionate and really, really wants to do a Star Wars movie. We don't want to talk somebody into it, she concluded.
So they got to set the trap. They got to lay in, a mouse trap for the girl.
Mm-hmm.
To, oh, what's that? And then, we got you.
Oh, yeah. So this is just KK. You know, I this whole thing. You know, I mean, you could do this. You could do this absolutely. You know, but you gotta have. You know, we can't find a woman who wants to direct it, but we want to shoehorn one in anyway. So I think honestly that's kind of where this Leslie Headland series came from the fact they couldn't find a woman to do a movie, so they are going to do probably 5-6 episodes of this show.
I thought that's why they made 10 announcements. They're like, well, we can give at least one to a woman, maybe. Well,
Patty Jenkins is doing the Rogue Squadron movie, so I mean, the search is over. You've got Patty right there. So I really hope that's good, but it's going to be funny to see how many of these shows don't get made, though. You know what I mean?
I want to see the Star Wars Power Rangers ones that they're doing or whatever, or the Rangers.
The Rangers of the New Republic. That's supposedly the one that Gina Carano is going to go over to.
It just sounds funny to me to call it Rangers of the New Republic. I'm like, dude, I'm just thinking them with Power Rangers with lightsabers, like I don't know, fighting Rancors and get in their Megazord. This would be hilarious.
They got to be riding space horses though. With
Yes.
cowboy, they got to be wearing cowboy hats, but still have lightsabers.
Space Horse Zords, yeah, I can see that. I can see them doing that.
Why not? I mean, fuck it. If you're gonna go all out, go all out. You know, don't half step. You know, Big Daddy Kane said there ain't no half stepping. So, I mean, no, this, and even that's a better idea than half of what what we just pitched is better idea than half.
Jason David Frank and Austin St. John, and a couple other Power Ranger legends. That could
What's her name? The Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson. But I mean, then I'd say take a few from Time Force because I'd say that's the best. The story in the whole Ranger series, essentially, and best acting in the series. Yeah, you can have something there.
I've been watching Beast Morphers.
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out just to see what it is because it's most recent. But it looks on the half edge of you got some good ideas, but my God, this is worse than.
The acting is like, I mean, they it's campy but it's the acting is kind of, you got to let me, because I've watched, I think there's 2 seasons, I think of it. And I've watched most of the second.
They always do 2 seasons now of them, which is weird that they started doing that. But yeah.
My kid's like, he will put Power Rangers on and that's all we watch for like a week straight, so I've seen season 1 like twice and we're like most of the way through season 2. So I think like back to the Star Wars, it kind of all goes back to all these announcements. I mean, they're doing a new droid show.
Yeah. Didn't this is almost like when DC announced like 20 movies or something. Yep. They're like, we're gonna have the Lantern Corps, we're gonna have I think they did the Birds of Prey, I guess. I mean, I guess that counts. I don't know. I didn't really consider that as part of their planned lineup, I guess.
But it was fucking terrible. Birds of Prey was terrible. It was shite. It was just a bad movie.
It's like, we're going to do all these things, and then we only do like 2. It's like, I kind of, like ETEP, like as I do projects going forward, I try not to announce all of them all the time. That's why I haven't really made that many videos lately. Because I'm like, I could kind of and tease new stuff, but it's like I kind of just want to have them done when they're done and then go, look at this, what I got. Even though you could build up hype for it, but I don't want to let down if it can't be done either.
Yes.
So when you're sure you can do it, then do it, but you don't tease it too soon because then you could get hopes up that fail, like with a lot of their announcements that they do.
Yep. And that's basically what happens is, hey, look, we got Photoshop and some different fonts. Let's make some logos and see what sticks,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think, like I said, I'll probably watch most of it just to see what it is they're doing. The one, and I like some anime. I'm not the biggest anime fan. That Star Wars Visions is supposedly the anime show. Not quite sure. Now, if they did it like that TIE Fighter movie that came out on YouTube, the fan film, that looked amazing. Like that's what I originally thought Star Wars Resistance was going to be. And Star Wars Resistance was a shit show that I actually have. If I could find the notebook, I still have like 5 or 6 reviews. I did it from the first season. That's all I could take. And I quit watching it. It was so fucking horrible. But yet I've reviewed every episode of Batwoman. I don't know how I couldn't make it through Star Wars Resistance and I made it through Batwoman, but I'm just masochistic.
The body can only take so much torture.
And I'm getting ready to do it again because January 17th, just over a month away, season 2 of the Batwoman makes its debut with Ryan Wilder, the hippie living in a van down by the river, who is now Batwoman because she finds the bat suit in a gas station bathroom in a brown paper bag. And that's how she becomes Batwoman.
Really?
She puts that. I love the fucking thing from the trailer. She puts it on. They show just her eyes, and she's like, "It's time to be powerful." It's like, oh my god!
Wait, they had a trailer?
Oh yeah, they had a trailer. I just haven't had time to do a reaction to it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's going to be a glorious fucking dumpster.
I wonder if she had any motivation before going to a gas station bathroom to put on I mean, okay. Wow, that's really funny. That's really funny.
You find clothes in a bathroom, and you're just all of a sudden,
Now
yeah.
she's gonna stop crime. Crime is gonna pay now that I took a shit. Now it's time to unload on crime and
I went
criminals.
down to 7-Eleven to get some fucking Tornados, and took a dump, and I found the bat suit, and I was like, "Fuck it, why not?"
After that dump left my body, I feel empowered enough to take on the world. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be glorious. I'm gonna make Tony suffer through it with me.
Keely Chow was like, some heroes don't wear capes.
Tony's gonna suffer through Batwoman with me.
All I know about it is your reviews, man.
Dude, I suffered doing those. I watched every episode fucking 2 or 3 times, and I literally write out scene by scene fucking reviews. That's why those goddamn videos were so long. But they got views and people appreciated my suffering. So
I like in the last one or the last 2 when the dad actually shoots her. He just shot his daughter, almost killed her. Like, nice.
That's at one point, Dougray Scott that plays Jacob Kane he was lined up to play Wolverine.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I think he'd have to act better. But yeah.
Yeah, you're on a fucking CW Greg Berlanti show. Your acting ability, let's be honest.
That's what's disappointing, because like in the early Arrow stuff, they had a lot of crossover cast from Spartacus.
Yeah.
Like Spartacus, man, they had some good actors, man. The guy who played Agron, they had Navia, who was Amanda Waller in the CW one, and all that. Like, they had Spartacus play in a crossover with the Flash. Like, they had good Crixus. He plays as Slade. Slade Wilson, dude. But yeah, CW is not really that high bar anymore. I used to kind of think it was for a while, and then as it went, I'm like, oh, wait a second, no, never mind.
Dude, the early episodes of the Flash were good. Actually, my son put the Flash on this morning. We watched an episode of a season. We're into season 4, before school, and we were watching it. So I liked them. They were fun. It got really bad up to a certain point, but
yeah, they need to stop. They need to know when to stop their shows. Arrow should stopped after season 5. Flash has stopped at season 3.
Yep.
If they want to all mesh into their own other new series of shows, they can be cameos at best, but end their show.
Use that Flashpoint movie and take Ezra Miller out, and then put Grant Gustin into the DC cinematic universe as
then they'll ruin him too. So.
I know. Stop it. Oh shit. Speaking of stopping it, that's about the point in the show right now where we're gonna take it home. So let me go around here and give everybody a chance to peddle their wares. We'll start with Mr. Tony Tonedeaf, my co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear it all the time. The Clown World Review sucks. We only make the kind of content for guys and every 1 in 10 girls. So the other 9 girls can take a flying fuck. I kind of sound like China in the 80s.
Frying fuck?
Frying fuck? Ah, really?
Seriously, I mean, our content, it's such a flaming heap of shit that we make Kickboxer 3 look like Kickboxer 2.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So please come check us out. I'm working hard right now on this Age of Calamity review. It should be out here in the next couple of days. Done editing the audio. I'm placing some video right now, making some magic happen, and it will be uploaded soon. So thank you everyone for your patience, and can't wait to have that for you.
Excellent, man. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to seeing that. I got the sneak preview, so
yep.
I got a little bit. All right. So next up, Rookie Critic.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I posted some content on my channel, but don't you worry. The last thing I posted was the Tomato Wars episode 1. I'll be posting those as they are completed. Eventually, I'll be back to posting content. I've just been working on a lot of different writing type of stuff in the back and learning about that. So I'm pretty much in the film mode now. I'm getting back into it, so you'll be seeing some stuff soon. And yeah, stay tuned for some more Tomato Wars and ETEP voices, quite a few on there, so look forward to that as well.
Man, I thank you for letting me be part of that. That was a blast doing those lines, man. It really was, especially the voices I got to use on them. It was great, man.
Your Timoidian is hilarious.
Wait, is that the? Do you want me to say it on the air or not?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, episode 1's out, so
Was this one, wasn't it?
that was the Nemoidian from
Yeah, the
Star Wars,
Timodian. You're like
but
Timodian. I'm like, can I do
Colin
the voice
Timodian.
like this?
yes, like these. You did really good. Like, in these times, it is good that we have something to remember our ancestors. Just like
And
that.
when I was naming them the Fellowship of the Tomatoes or whatever, I was like, I slipped into fucking Palpatine for like 2 words. If you listen, I was like, and I can't remember because I was like, and then I went right the back to this. I was like, I slipped right into it like seamless. I didn't even realize I did it.
Yeah, you're like, with that, you.
I'm gonna go back and listen to see exactly what it was now.
I think it was the with that.
That's it. It is with that. Yep. That's what. Oh shit. So thanks for coming on tonight, Rook. I appreciate it, man. And last but certainly not least, the Don, Mr. Salvador of 2 Cents Toys.
I should probably unmute my microphone, huh? Yeah. First, I'm gonna use part of my spot. I just want to give a big round of applause and just a gold star to Tony. He did a great job on his first day on the internet today. So good for you, buddy.
You're making me blush on the mic, man.
So yeah, I've stated it before, but I am the proprietor, owner, and main idiot in charge of 2 Cents Toys, where I'll be talking about all this stuff. This is all new stuff from this week. If you were, was it Friday last week that I was on? All that shit that I showed you, I haven't filmed yet. I'm really far behind, but I'm also ahead a little bit. Like, I have videos up to the end of this month, but I also have probably 8 or 9 other videos that I need to edit. So I'm going to try and get all this shit knocked out between this week and next week and just upload it and kind of forget it. It's a double-edged sword. It's nice to be ahead, but the further you push out modern toys, the less relevant they become, the less people care. So it is what it is. But yeah, so expect, I got Power Rangers coming, Ninja Turtles, Mortal Kombat, a fuck ton of Star Wars, a fuck ton of Marvel, just shit for fucking days. I have figures I'm not even sure I'm going to review yet. Like, I've got this Jake the Snake wrestler, but the wrestlers don't do very well on my channel, but I like them, so fuck it. Again, check out Spectre Creative. He does a lot of great fucking videos. I've fell down a rabbit hole and watched all of his shit. I got him in contact with Jeff Hicks, so we're going to try and get me, him, and Retro Blasting together for a toy stream and just talk about the toy world in general, talk about the corporations, how they mishandle things, what they should be doing, what they have done right, all that kind of stuff. So keep badgering Jeff about getting Scott Toy Guru Nightlick from Spectre Creative on the High Council or the toy stream or whatever. Now let's try to get Nerdy Blurb on the High Council, man.
Yes.
So I'd love to see that happen.
Fuck yeah.
And that's really all I got.
I love that token razor.
Yes, sir. That's going to be a nerve-wracking review because NECA's fragile like glass.
Fucking fall apart and shit while you're reviewing it. Well, Sal, man, thank you for coming on tonight, brother. That was a pleasant surprise, to be sure.
Absolutely. When all of this world goes back to fucking normal and people stop being fucking bitches at work, I might be available more often.
I would like that. I would really like that, man. Like I said, you spoiled me there for a while. You were on like what 2 weeks straight. It was like every show I got Sal on. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. We had a good run there.
We did. We had a good run, kid. We had a good run. Speaking of good runs, man, I have to give myself one because I don't get to do it on my single releases very often. But that Star-Lord video I did is like at 527 views right now. Oh, just imagine, man. Marvel Comics makes Peter Quill bisexual, and it's gonna lift me up a little bit in the algorithm. So thank you for being stupid, Marvel. I appreciate it. No, I'm Etep Queen, as you very well know. I'd like to welcome everybody who is watching this in the future. If you made it this far, congratulations. The antidote is taped to a chair that you're sitting on right now. It's taped right underneath there, so you can take that and you'll be all right. Anyway, be sure to come back Friday night for Friday Night Phantom Menace Live with myself and Tony Tone Deaf and a guest we'll be featuring. I do appreciate everybody in the chat for joining us this evening. We're going to wrap her up right here. I love you guys, man. Thank you, all my subscribers. I truly appreciate you all and you supporting the channel. So I'm Etep Wakuyan of the Place to Be Reviews. I have been here with all of you. Remember, if I don't see you, have a great day. A pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on